It's Friday, July 11th, 2025. All right, let's start off by saying if you'd like to support our show, all you gotta do is go to supportourshow.com. God, I haven't checked that in a while. Is everything there? Hold on. I was about to say everything is there. Wait a minute. I know the thing works. Hold on. Supportourshow.com. Let me just make sure everything is correct there. Hold on. I think it is. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, PayPal, yeah. Patreon, yeah. YouTube, yeah. Lando's Linktree. Lintree! Oh, boy. I have to fix that spelling. It says Lintery. You have a Lintery.
Oh, don't worry about that. My Linktree has gone dark.
Well,
my entire internet presence has gone dark.
Wow, you're not kidding. It's just an empty thing.
Yep.
Well, that's a shame.
I am once again a shadow.
Well, that's too bad. Oh, we gained a patron, so thank you, Patreon members. Free members, I don't care. You know what? I had sort of a low-level conversation with a individual who I think relies on YouTube more than certainly we do, so I'll keep the name anonymized. But I was talking to this person who had a high level of frustration with YouTube, which, yes. And I said, honestly, I think at some point, some of our stuff is only going to be on Patreon because I don't want to help YouTube anymore. Fuck them. They suck. They punish you for using their tools. They don't surface good content. It's a fucking train wreck. Google sucks. So now, it will still all be on the free tier. I'm not looking to cash in. I just don't, Patreon so far does seem to try. Failure's okay if you're trying. They do seem to be trying the best of all these platforms to support creators.
That should be a poster right there.
Oh, failure's okay as long as you're trying? Yeah.
Failure's okay as long as you're trying.
As long as you're actually trying, which I think Patreon is. I mean, they have to survive. They're going to have to do some things that aren't going to be popular, but I don't yet know of something they've done that has been blatantly shitty the way other big companies have done it. The time, I'm sure, will come. And hopefully by that time, I think
the last thing that Patreon did that pissed people off was the whole Apple payments thing or something like that.
But that wasn't their fault.
No, it wasn't their fault.
That was Apple.
But it came off like they were being assholes.
Well, anybody who didn't actually read what was going on, yes. But that's the case with everything in life.
Most people,
I was talking to somebody. Yeah, I was talking to somebody about Adobe supposedly, and I have not verified if this is even true, but Adobe supposedly is processing all PDFs in the cloud, which somebody said, well, wait a minute, but I'm taking like NDA signatures and stuff. This stuff isn't supposed to be seen by anybody but the signatories and the companies. So why would they just start doing this? Well, they didn't just start doing it. There've been pop-ups about that for months now. I've read them and dismissed them, but I actually, read them. So I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't be angry if you're not reading. You can't just ignore the pop-up. If it's a product you're using, then you have to stop and read what it says. And you can opt out of it. But just like every company, Adobe and everybody else wants everything in the cloud. By the way, it is, don't get me wrong, this everything on the cloud is horse shit, and it's terrible because I was using OneDrive from Microsoft because I had a little bit of paranoia about something. I wanted a cloud version of something backed up, and then it fucked it up. So I'm like, yeah, that's it for that. So it's a good thing I had a local copy. So this is why I don't, the cloud first thing is garbage. So yeah, no, but you can't blame a company if you don't read the messaging. That's not their fault. That's your fault. Is it a bad move on their part? Yes, I agree it is. That's why you turn it off. But if it comes up and says, hey, we're enabling this, and you just say dismiss because you don't want to be bothered to take 5 minutes, I'm sorry, I can't blame them entirely. I think it's a bad move on their part, but you're as much at fault. Read something. Happens over and over.
That'll be illegal soon, too.
I'm sure it will. But anyway, like I said, so yeah, YouTube sucks, but I think I'm going to start just not putting stuff on there and having it all go to Patreon. That's why I'm maintaining it all on the free tier, because it's not a money-making thing. So far, Patreon doesn't restrict any of the stuff we put on there. I don't have to do a special version like I do with fucking YouTube. I can just put it there, and I don't have to worry. Whereas YouTube goes off crazy if, somebody sings happy birthday, even though that's, fair use still. Or now. Whatever. So it's a fucking hassle. So I told this person, I'm like, yeah, it's amazing that the biggest video platform on the planet is so antagonistic to the people who make it possible for it to be the biggest video platform on the planet. But again, to some degree, if people just stopped uploading it, they change things. Nobody does. They just feed it. So I'm going to try to, the garbage stuff like our video game playthrough. I don't care about that. I don't get anybody is even watching that. That's probably already considered churn content by them. So whatever.
Churned
they can
content?
Have that. Churn content. Just stuff that the second screen content, if you will.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But any of the stuff that I actually care about, like the commentaries are only on Patreon. I think some of the stuff me and Doug are doing is going to just be Patreon for the video portion. The audio stuff's always going to be on the site like it is. Oh, although Patreon now supports RSS, so now the podcast goes in there too. So you can get it all in one spot. I don't know when they added that, but if anything, Patreon's problem is they don't tell people about the stuff they're adding that's good. I should message them and be like, guys, advertise this. This is good. It's centralizing it in a good way. But so yeah, if you're on Patreon now, all the podcast episodes show up. So you don't even have to worry about because YouTube's had that for a while. Now you don't have to worry about that if you're listening to audio on video, which that's fine if you are, but you can just do the subscriptions and all that stuff. So, like I said, very happy with Patreon. I can't really complain about it yet. Someday, of course.
I like
it's
the
inevitable.
Yet is good.
Well, it's like the entropy of the universe. Eventually, it'll all fold in on itself and become the poltergeist house. But for now, it is one of the bright spots. It's kind of like Bandcamp, which I keep waiting to turn to liquid shit because it was acquired. But they, so far, have left it, as far as anybody can tell, they haven't messed with it, which is good. But again, it's kind of like the boulder with, a couple of pebbles holding it up. You're just waiting for a slight trembler and it's just going to come down. So, I don't know. But anyway, so Patreon is a good place to go, and you can join for free, and you get access to everything. There's nothing that's restricted there as far as I know. No, there's nothing that's a paid tier thing. So that's where I would say to go. Because you can join for free, and you're going to get you'll get more than you would get than subscribing on YouTube. Although I do get good people who show up on my art streams, so that part you can show up for. That I don't mind. But those all, I'm not concerned about growing numbers there. Some idiot popped in and going, hey, you can buy something. Fuck you. Banned. Buy. No. Yeah, I'm going to buy users. For what? To help Google? Eat shit. No, thanks.
I'm gonna go back to my whole Spider Jerusalem mindset. Eventually, I'll get back to the mountain, and I'll just... back off from the world.
Yeah. But like I said, I was talking to this person, and this is the thing that does bug me about it, to be completely honest, is I know people who are trying to make a serious go of it, and that is it is still the best place to actually monetize. And it sucks because they're getting screwed. They're getting screwed and they're trying to make good stuff. That's one of those things that really just...
Hey. There are good people out there trying to do good things, and they are hampered by the system, and that is the way it always has been.
This is true.
The system is not there to help you. The system is there to make its own money, whether it makes or breaks you.
heard something funny as a little bit of a appetizer that I kind of was distressed about. I don't know. I don't know if distress is the right word. It's kind of like, oh, that's a shame.
We live in distressing times, but please go on.
Boy, do we. But that's all right because we have a third party coming that's going to save everybody. So buckle up, everybody. The guy who made the Cybertruck starting his own political party. We're all good. We're all good. Good now. Good. Good. Great. Failed as a Democrat, failed as a Republican, will fail as his own thing. Excellent. So I was listening to this thing and they were talking about anime. Yeah. And the individual was a professor of... I don't know what I didn't catch her full title. Something along the lines of, like Asian artistic history or something like that. Yeah. But I know it's something better than what I'm just saying. Yeah. And she was talking about the fact that, it used to be referred to as Japanese anime and now they don't even bother referring to that because it's lost the cultural trappings of Japanese creation. Because now anime, it always was kind of outsourced to a degree, but now it's everywhere and it's all adopted the same thing. It's being, homogenized.
Yeah.
So this art form that Japan invented to a large degree.
But that's what always happens.
It's kind of sad. I miss the stuff that felt like it was of that place.
I know, but everything starts out belonging to one culture and then it gets homogenized and smeared across all the cultures. Listen.
It's kind of like Disney used to have a hand animation that was American, and it was very good, and it was American animation.
Japan was it Americana rockabilly better than Americans do at this point?
Oh, well, that's probably still true.
But
nobody rocks pompadours like Japanese
actually,
bikers.
You want a weird cultural analysis of something that washed up on my short today? All right, this is gonna get. This is going to get strange. Well,
that'll be unusual for this show. Go ahead.
No, this one's fascinating to me. So my son is reading the IDW run of Transformers, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he's pretty much read them all now. And we have these really long conversations where he kind of does what you do. He kind of explains all the weird stuff he's collected. And it's great. Good. I like it. But sometimes this thing happens where, and I'm sure you do this. When someone's explaining one thing to you, but they are inadvertently telling you something else that they don't realize what they're telling you, and then you catch that, and then they sit there and go, "I didn't say that," and you're like, "No, but you did. You just don't realize you did." He was talking about at some point they find a planet and it's all female Transformers, right? And I said, well, how can you really have a female Transformer? Aren't they all just genderless, really, in the end? There's no sex parts, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, that's a good point. He's like, and I'm like, yeah, they're all just robots. And then some have slightly more female voices and some don't. But they don't have, it's not like they even have gender roles. You know what I mean? Like, there is no, structure of female and male. They're all just bots.
Yeah, I don't.
Right?
Actually, you know what? That's,
Oh, hold on.
How do they reproduce?
We're getting there.
Or are they just built?
No.
Oh, good. Okay.
That was my question. Because I was like, so where the hell did they even come from? So apparently, in the IDW iteration of Transformers, because remember they're always different.
Yeah.
The sparks come from Cybertron. They basically seep up from Cybertron. So in essence, Cybertron is the only female. It creates life. It's Gaia. The sparks seep up and then basically gets bonded with a body, and that is a transformer, right? That's where they come from. But then I
wasn't sure if you were waiting for me to jump in. No.
But then,
see, this is why sometimes I'm trying.
Yeah,
okay, go
sorry.
ahead.
What I discovered was there's another way to create life. So if you have the matrix of leadership, right? You can break chips off of it, and with that, you can create life. And apparently, the matrix does regenerate over time. So you can't do it constantly, but you can do it now and then. You yourself can make life like Cybertron. So I was like, right. So the matrix of power bestows the bot with the life-giving abilities of the matriarchal planet. It gives you the abilities of Gaia to create life. And I was like, wow, you know what? That really changes my vision of Transformers, because it's essentially Cybertron is the only female aspect. It is the only life bringer in that whole universe. And then whoever has the matrix of leadership is then bestowed, that power is extended to them. And otherwise, there is no other way to make life. I mean, and it makes sense because apparently in the IDW run, a lot of these Transformers are like hundreds of thousands of years old. They just, they've been around forever. Like how many do you need, really, right? Unless there's a war or something. So it was interesting because it kind of changed my perspective of the Transformers, this idea that, yeah, you know what, we as humans perceive a femininity if a Transformer has certain curves or something like that. But the thing is, but they aren't female. There is no female or male in the Transformer universe. They are all just bots. And then if you want to create life, you have to take it. You have to basically cultivate it from where these sparks come up from Cybertron. So it changed my whole vision of the importance of Cybertron and how it then, and especially the matrix of power and what leadership really means. It's that you are trusted with the power of guiding the Cybertron's bots. There's something almost very hive mind about it. You know what I mean? It was interesting. I'm sure there's different versions, as there are lots of different runs of Transformers. But in the IDW universe, I thought that was a fascinating take on the idea. Thoughts, feelings?
Well, it's something that never even occurred to me to think about when I was younger. It would never have occurred to me.
Well, because
but
they're fucking robots in disguise, man. Like,
well, I remember the idea that the Allspark was exactly what its name said. I remember that, so it makes sense.
Yeah, well, they changed that for the movies. What was his fucking name? Bay. Michael Bay.
Yeah, but there was the idea that there was some kind of Cybertron was where they all came from. They never specified it, but I guess you sort of just went, oh,
yeah, the Allspark just creates life out of everything. So you're like, okay, that's fine. And that's the Michael Bay version. And then the IDW version
they just condensed Cybertron down to a little thing.
Cybertron is life. That's why it's such an important part of everything for them. It's like that is.
But that's the IDW run, right?
That's the IDW
so
run.
What about?
No idea.
So what is
I mean, is there bot sex in other versions? Because I'm on
no,
board for bot sex.
I have a hunch. I sort of vaguely remember that Cybertron was almost like a living factory.
Yeah, it is like a living being. Yeah.
So, but you're right. I mean, how many would you need to make?
Well, there'd be a limit.
Would there be a point where you would stop?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a point where the planet probably does stop.
Yeah, that's
in much the same way that Earth, without human technology, Earth would have a natural way of wiping out too many of a species. Well, she's doing it right now, isn't she? Like the idea of global warming. Well, what will global warming wipe out? Us. We're the virus. The planet is getting a fever. It's going to burn us off. Then there will be fewer of us. Then the planet will be happier. It's that kind of, it gives it a human intention that doesn't exist. But any system has a way to try and self-correct when something basically, causes it to lean one way or the other. So I'm sure that Cybertron would have something like that as well. There might just be fewer sparks.
Okay. The great answer is they originate from Hasbro when they need to sell more toys.
Yeah,
True.
I know. Well, there you go. Well, listen, at the end of the day, this is all people creatively trying to explain toys. But it is fun to see how they try to explain it,
Interesting. So, apparently Cybertron is not where they come from originally. They just land there. So I guess there's, okay. Man.
Which version is that?
I'm going back to G1. I want to know, where did they originally come from? Before the movie and all the Matrix and all this crap. Where were they coming from? So, and there is a lot of dissension.
Oh, man. I typed the wrong thing into Google. Holy shit.
How do you make a baby transformer? Well, let me show you my cosplay on.
Oh
Oh no.
God.
Oh no.
Basically, that's
Right.
what I did. And wow, there's some fascinating shit. I mean,
Here we go. How are Transformers born anyway? All right, let's see. Season 1 of the original Gen 1 cartoon, the Autobots are shown simply building the Dinobots because they're curious about what dinosaurs are like. Interesting.
Oh, there you go. So you just build them.
And then Grimlock apparently just created Technobots from nothing. So apparently what they did in the beginning was go, no, kids don't care.
Well,
and then later,
well, that's the thing.
like,
It's a toy thing. In the beginning, it's a toy thing. IDW basically had to create their own mythology behind this all, and they got the green light to do it. So
apparently, in the original cartoon, they started saying, well, they're going to need an energy source. So we'd have to have an ancient object to reincarnate some of the ones that have died. Which originally, the first one in the cartoon, G1, was the spherical supercomputer Vector Sigma, which would transmit life to robots through the key to Vector Sigma, the receptacle of its power. Wow. God, the names. This would be used by Megatron to imbue the Stunticons with life.
No,
Jesus Christ.
Hold on. You want some fun names? Hold on. Let me give you
No, there's great. There's lots of great names. Ultra Magnus is one of my favorites.
The names of all the primes, right? So now there are officially
Rodimus, Optimus.
Hold on. Oh no. You're thinking those are like way later on because now that there's the whole like IDW like history. Was it you got Vector Prime, Alpha Prime, Alpha Trion, Solus Prime, Micronus Prime, Alchemist Prime, Nexus Prime, Onyx Prime. Quintus Prime, Liege Prime, Megatronus, and then you got Optimus Prime, then you got Logos Prime, Autonomous Maximus. Wow, Autonomous Maximus. I gotta look that one up.
Autonomous Maximus.
Yeah, but I mean, like you've got all these
truly
fucking names.
independent. God damn it, and in control.
But I mean, you just put cool words together. You got a name. I mean, Alchemist Prime. You're like, okay, well, let's you take any words like Frycook Prime,
Cockamus.
Yeah, probably.
Well, no, sorry. No, that's more Mad Max. That's what Mad Max does. They always have the innuendo super names.
Yeah.
Rictus Erectus or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Rictus Erectus. But that Rictus Erectus Prime would be a name that you would bat an eyelash at.
Well, I mean, look, Rodimus Prime isn't being all that subtle if we actually of Freudian analyze that one,
Yeah, I know. Penis Prime.
See the Allspark within my Rodimus Prime? All we have to do is,
Don't look that up, guys. Don't look that up. Yeah. So, but I think it's funny because it's those questions where you stop. Like I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who've never stopped and gone, yeah, where the fuck do Transformers come from? They're always just there, and it's like, where the hell do they come from? And then there's this whole explanation, So yeah, that's it. I just started showing the kids Good Omens, right? And the
movie that might never get released, apparently.
Oh, whatever. Listen, season 1 and season 2 were fun,
sure.
but they don't really know much about Christian mythology because like they've kind of gotten bits of it, but like they didn't get it like you and I got it growing up within it, right? So they're watching this through the lens of Good Omens, and they're sitting there going, "That's not true, is it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm." Like we got to the flood, and they were like, "Really? He's just gonna?" I'm like, "Yep." And they're like, "What about this?" I'm like, "Yep, that too." And like you, it's funny that when you don't grow up in it, and you've kind of been like kept away from it. When you start to encounter it now in your teen years, you kind of look at it and go, "What the fuck is this all about?" And it's like, yeah, I don't really have a cover for them here. I was like, it's fucked up. I was like, especially Old Testament God. Man, Old Testament God was a fucking asshole. So, yeah, it's funny.
Well, that's actually one of my my favorite things from, there's the tiny little throwaway jokes sometimes that when you go, oh yeah. In 30 Rock, there's a part where the Alec Baldwin character goes to a microwave engineering team, and they're all Indian, meaning from the country India, not the Native American slang term. So Indians. Yeah. And he says something like, you better pray to God that if this thing doesn't work, you better pray to God. And they're like, which one? He's like, God damn it. Because of course, it's the whole joke. It's the whole joke is what they're saying is, wait a minute, you know so little that to say that means nothing. Who are you talking about?
Yeah, which God? Like, yeah, I don't fucking know. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fun stuff like that. He's like, and then I think then he comes back and he says something else like, if you're not going to get approval for this, you'll wish you'd never been born. And then the guy's like, which time? He's like, God damn it, lose. Again,
yeah,
it's little stuff.
You almost got to do some research to make sure you can properly insult people.
Yeah. That's the joke is that his insult doesn't work because he just presumes everybody's the same as him. That's the gag. It's fun.
Yeah.
Which time?
Well, that's the whole problem when they were trying to convert the Vikings. And the Vikings heard that the Christian hell was like warm, and they were like, "Oh, well, that doesn't really sound that bad, actually."
No, that sounds great.
Like hot and tropical.
Cold on these boats.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, seriously, you almost feel like you're getting one over on them, don't you? I mean, it's like, oh, so if I join your religion, your God will help me in battle, but if I do something wrong, I get to go to a warm place. I was like, well, that's an upgrade from Viking hell, which is cold as shit. So, yeah.
One God may be enough for you, little brother, but we need many. Oh, boy. That's a great movie.
That is a great movie, yeah.
I haven't watched that movie in too long. I have to watch it again.
Yeah.
God, now that I think about it, let's see. I've watched 1, 2.
By the way, we're talking about 13th Warrior for those who don't know.
Yeah, 13th Warrior. Yeah. That might be one of my picks for our summer movie festival series. Yeah.
Your wife has seen 13th Warrior, right?
Yeah, she actually liked it more than I thought she would. Particularly, she really liked, I don't remember, the guy all in black, the one up in the tree.
Oh, the guy who became a doctor.
Yes, the doctor. Yeah, doctor guy. Dr. Viking.
Guy. Yeah. That was the whole thing that if your doctor walked in and it was that guy, you'd be like, holy shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really liked him. She was like, that guy's fucking awesome. I'm like, all these guys are
awesome.
my
wife likes that guy too. I think that guy's just like, he just struck a nerve with women. Like, he's just all in black and mysterious and,
Well, he does look different than the rest. He's like, he knows what's going. I mean, they all know, but he seems to really, he knows when danger's coming.
Amongst competent men, he seems even more competent.
He seems among the most competent. Well, really, I mean, honestly, the two that I think are supposed to be, the top two are obviously Robert Plant and that guy. Those are the two at the top of the chain. Bolvi, nice guy, but a little slow.
No, he's got other priorities. Yeah,
he's the muscle guy. The archer's an archer, but that's about it. The big guy who ends up in the cave, nice guy, but kind of a bear in terms of, he's just kind of big and likes to drink. The one's the asshole. Can I give that knife to my daughter when you die? He's a dick, comes around, but bad face tattoo choices. Who am I forgetting? There's the big guy who has almost no personality, so throw that one away.
The guy in the metal cuirass who stays and dies in the cave.
That's the bear. That's the bear.
Oh, the bear.
Guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's bear guy. He's jovial. He's like Winnie the Pooh. He's a happy guy. But again, not much to him. And then the guy with the big braid is again just brute force, but no real anything. I don't even remember the rest. So really, what you end up with Bullseye... A lot of them die.
There's like 3 who die right off the bat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So a lot of them get wiped out before you even get to know them all that much. So you're left with Robert Plant and Dr. Viking, and they're great, and they live.
And they are the most competent of the bunch. Yeah,
and they are like the whole setup with the fooling the guy so you can cut his head off. Yeah, shit like that. You have to love them. So,
would it be a modern?
I like them all. They all have their strengths, but
would be a modern movie. Like a recent movie that even comes close to 13th Warrior.
Like having that kind of group of people?
Yeah, having that kind of vibe. Even that vibe of like, they did like, it was like historical fantasy, but it was, but it wasn't overly, it wasn't magical at all.
Yeah.
It was, like that. I think that's one of the reasons that movie is so special to me, because I think it nails it nails this genre where
I
it's like
mean,
it's not
I guess
fantasy.
no. What do you call it? What about your? I haven't seen it, but what about the Museum Men or whatever?
The Museum
The group
Men.
that goes and gets the art from the Nazis. What was that? What
Oh,
was it
Monuments
called?
Men?
That's it. Sorry, not Museum Men.
No, that's not like that.
No,
There's no
no.
swords in that. That's World War II.
No, I know there's not swords, but what
Oh
I'm saying,
yes,
you
no,
said
no, no. I'm
historically
not
accurate
talking.
without faffing it up. Okay.
No, I mean about the actual vibe of it being a sword movie, right? Like a,
Oh no, there's nothing
but
like
then
that.
all, but being such a narrow thing where like it's not magical. It is just
No,
historical,
no,
like fiction.
I can't. I can't think of anything else like that.
Because it ain't Lord of the Rings. I'll tell you that.
Well, no, because that's fictional.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
I
would
mean,
be
listen,
that would
13th
be the
Warrior is
logical thing you
fictional as
jump to.
well, but they tried
Well,
to seed it in kind of a
no,
realistic world.
it is rooted in truth. The guy
Yeah,
that the Antonio Banderas character was real. Obviously, he was probably actually Arabic and not playing Arabic. The Viking. I mean, I
yes,
assume.
yes, of course, he was probably actually Arabic.
I don't know for sure that he didn't immigrate or emigrate or
No,
whatever.
no,
He may have.
he was supposed to be Arabic. Yes,
Okay,
that's
no,
just
I know in the
that's
movie. What I'm
just
saying
that
is,
weird casting, you know.
I don't know if the actual poet that the character is based on was in fact from another country and was just living there. So I don't know if that's just true or if it's just hysterical because this is their casting choice. I could be wrong. I adore the fact that Antonio Banderas didn't even try for an accent other than his own. It makes it hysterical. It's great. I mean, the irony of everybody on the Viking side, they're actual Norsemen.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
real,
yeah.
from those areas. And he is not at all.
And the
from
smallest guy is still bigger than him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the joke about the sword.
Yeah.
Can I give that knife to me daughter when you die? I mean, that's the whole joke is how small it is.
I don't think there's any movie that hits that kind of perfect genre like choice.
No, I can't think of one that, like you said, is rooted in at least a semi attempt at depicting actual.
I mean, oddly,
accuracy.
like Kingdom of Heaven is probably the closest thing in my brain that I can think of. And
Sure.
it's a completely different type of animal. That movie,
I was going to say, but it's really not that type of movie.
Yeah.
At all.
Because I mean,
But,
because you've been genre, and then you've got kind of this Dirty Dozen aspect to it.
You know what?
You know?
Hold on. Why are we sitting here not utilizing the greatest power that mankind has ever invented?
What,
To
orgasm?
say movies like 13th Warrior.
Because you're not going to like the list you get.
All right, let's see. Wow. So far, I haven't seen a single one of these. Centurion from 2010. No idea.
What?
Mercenaries from 2014. That's fictional. Aragon, fictional. Hammer of the Gods, fictional. Battleground from 1949.
All right,
That's a war movie.
Hold on. I also have a list here.
All right. None of these.
No.
Mortal Kombat Rebirth.
Well,
eat
okay.
shit.
So here's the thing.
Well,
Ironclad
these
is
are ridiculous.
supposed to be seated in some level of realism. Have you heard about that one? Ironclad.
Yeah, no. You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe The Last Samurai?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very
Kind
different
of.
movie, but yes, I mean, like with like King Arthur's on here, but that's fantasy. Like the whole idea is
Yeah,
that
that's
it's
fantasy.
not.
Most of these are fantasy.
Oh, wait a minute, the Pathfinder. See the Pathfinder?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
That's the one with oh god, what's his name? The Dread.
Yeah, Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. Carl Urban plays a Viking who's left behind by a Viking like colonial party, and then he gets raised by the natives, by the Native Americans. And then when the Vikings come back, he basically fights them with a mix of Native American skills and Viking skills.
Sure. All right.
That could be somewhat, but that's like one guy. But you know, you could couch it in a historical reality. There's no fantasy. There's no magic. You know, it's that might be, but I mean, completely different movie. But yeah, looking at this list, it's like Immortals. That's pure fantasy. Last Samurai, you're right, is pretty close. That might be,
That's
I
the
think.
only thing I could come up with that's based in
Yeah.
something of a reality.
Yeah, because like Solomon Kane is fantasy.
Yeah, I saw Jonah Hex. I mean, you're just getting into fantasy stuff now. It's like, what? This isn't even close. There's no team in
Outlander
Jonah Hex.
is fantasy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
No, as I'm saying, it's a hard genre. Yeah, there's Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of Heaven, the Russell Crowe Robin Hood, which is honestly not a great movie.
No. Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I sort of get the Robin Hood thing, but no.
Yeah. It's a tough genre. It's it's the sword without the sorcery. Oh man, Brotherhood of the Wolf. That's funny.
Yeah, kinda.
No, I mean, no. It's a martial arts movie.
Only. Yeah, I mean, you know what? A lot of these are. They're like 10% of what 13th Warrior is. So they might have the team up aspect feels similar, but it's not real, or it's based in reality, but it's not a group of people, or you know what I mean? It's
like that's what I mean. Yeah, like that's why 13th
Last
Warrior
Samurai
works.
is 80%, I would say.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, in that they are fighting a nearly demonic enemy that turns out to be men.
Well, it always turns out to be. Men are the most demonic enemy.
That's the thing is, there is no documented, there's no witchcraft whatsoever in 13th Warrior. It's all based in reality.
Yeah. Yeah, they just think it is what it is, but it's
outside of the idea that Antonio Banderas is an Arab.
That's the most fantastical aspect of that movie. Yeah.
But you know what? The thing is, in a way, it sort of is okay because the Vikings wouldn't know that he wasn't.
No, they wouldn't. It'd make no difference to them.
So, could you imagine all these tales of what Arabs are in Viking folklore based on meeting the wrong person who was not... and then when they actually met, like, wait a minute, no.
No, except the Vikings didn't keep records of those things. It was the Arabs that actually kept records of those things.
It would be storytelling, and it'd be like, well, this is what they sound like. Here's the accent. I'll imitate it for you. And then when they met actual Arabic individuals, they're like, wait, you don't sound right at all.
Yeah, you don't sound like a Spanish lover. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, it's difficult to find a movie like that. Yeah.
It is.
And like I grew up loving sword and sorcery movies, and I grew up reading a ton of fantasy, but then always having trouble finding really good movies. I mean, Lord of the Rings is probably the last really good, just straight fantasy series that we've had.
Yeah. But it's complete magic fiction.
Oh, it is. It's total sword and sorcery.
To bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rare to get something without.
By the way, because I almost forgot as we got into this tangent, but I did want to tell you.
Yes.
You remember we looked up, after we did the review of History of the Occult, we looked at the director.
Yeah.
And we saw that there was an animated series that was done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I started watching it. It's on YouTube in its entirety. It's excellent. I'm through the first 3 stories, and it is sensationally good. It's basically exactly what it was made out to be. It's it's very much Tales from the Crypt. But the animation is very good. It's all subtitled, so I don't know if the performances are technically or not. They sound fine to me, but it's great. So I'm gonna finish it all. But I like the one story is there's a woman, and it all takes place in this town that doesn't exist, or isn't that nobody's supposed to be able to find. Yeah. Because I think the reason is because the inhabitants are trying to make sure that it doesn't escape the town. What's in all the weirdness. Yeah, so if nobody knows about it, nobody can find it. It stays contained somehow. But for example, a woman's coming along and her car breaks down and she stays at a hotel. Or where her car breaks down and she sees these guys, biker guys, go by with glowing eyes, of course. Because everybody has glowing eyes. And she goes to the hotel and they're like, hey, don't go out after dark. Stay in your room. Don't answer the door. Don't do nothing because, it's dangerous at night here. And she looks out and she sees like all these bikers, like Assault from Precinct 13 style, just sitting there kind of like staring with their glowing eyes. And there's this smell that she can't place from the room next to her, and it's like suffusing everything, and she's like pissed off about it. And she starts to go, oh, they're vampires. That's why they're out at night. They're just hanging around waiting to bite people. And she becomes convinced that they're vampires. And so she goes out because she gets very pissed off and she, she can't get out of town, and she finally becomes the spawn. She's like, fuck it, I'll just be a vampire then. If I can't escape, I might as well join him. And she goes out and she's like, all right, make me a vampire. And they all look at her and they're like, we're not vampires. And then they all turn into giant monstrous mosquitoes. So they're literally monster mosquitoes, and they go to suck her blood and kill her. And they're repelled because the smell from the room next to them was basically, what are those candles you like to keep mosquitoes away? Citronella.
Oh,
it was citronella.
Yes, citronella.
It was like their version of citronella. So they're repulsed by it, so they leave her alone, and then she bails. Then she leaves the top. But that's the whole story, is that she assumes it's one kind of supernatural thing, but in fact they're monstrous mosquitoes. So it wasn't garlic that would repel them. It was citronella. They don't call it citronella, but that's basically what you're meant to think it is. So it's all stories like that. And then there's this random kid who was decapitated, who they say the guy on the radio is like, don't talk to Miguel, because if you talk to him, he'll be convinced you killed him and he'll kill you. So just leave him alone. If he comes out and he's giving the finger to people when they won't talk to him. So he's this phantom with like a skull head, and he's like, hey, hey, hey. And if you don't say anything, he gives you the finger and runs off. And then he runs into somebody like dragging a body, and like, Miguel, I didn't kill you. I've told you this 100 times. Get lost. And he gives him the finger and runs away. Shit like that.
So you can talk to him as long as you tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, but most people like try to hear his sob story, and I guess the idea is he'll turn it around to make you. He will convince himself that you were complicit somehow. I haven't watched all the way to the end, so I have a feeling that's like a background thing that's going to come up. But they've just referred to him, and at one point, like in the story about the vampire mosquitoes, somebody's dragging a body, and they're like, Miguel, fuck off. You know I didn't kill you. And Miguel's like, and just runs away. So, but they just nonchalantly keep announcing it. Like, remember, don't talk to Miguel, because he's just going to think you killed him, and then he's going to kill you. So remember, just say nothing. Avoid him at all costs. But he's just kind of bouncing around town. So it's great. It's on YouTube in its entirety with the subtitles and everything, in great quality, very good quality. So I would highly recommend it to anybody who likes X-Files, Welcome to Night Vale, Tales from the Crypt. It's exactly, and they're short. They're all probably 20 minutes, maybe. Some are, I think, are even shorter. So they're short. They're short bursts. You can blow through them quick.
Oh,
so
no.
before I almost forgot.
Dave Bautista has another post-apocalyptic action movie.
Hey, whatever, man. He's getting paid.
No, he is. He is. I guess I don't know what I should expect from Dave Bautista. He's living his best life. He's making action movies.
If he's having fun, who cares?
Good for him. He's getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
I just want
what's best for you, Dave Bautista. Do good movies.
I just want what's best for you.
Yeah.
I just want more movies, better movies.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I was looking really quickly at the was it firstshowing.net, and yeah, there's a lot of you look at a lineup of movies coming out and you go, I don't give a shit about any of this. What is this?
Yeah. Oh, no,
Welcome to the Chatsubo Neuromancer Sci-Fi Series announcement.
Oh, I assumed you knew this. Yeah,
I had fucking on Apple TV nonetheless.
Yeah, so I mean, it'll look good. Yeah, William Gibson put it on his thing, so he's
no shit.
For it,
Callum Turner as Case, Brianna Middleton as Molly. Hold on, I got to look something up.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Hold on, I didn't realize they cast her.
Yeah, let's see. How do you spell Middleton?
I don't even know the name. Middle Ton. Here she is.
Oh, interesting.
What's she in? I've never seen any of these things.
Yeah. Oh, and honestly, the guy who plays Case, that's the guy remember Assassin's Creed, one of the guys tries to kill the main guy because he thinks he's going to betray them. It's that guy with the kind of long.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. He's good.
Well,
actually.
I like this woman depending on how they make her look.
She doesn't look meek.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I've realized, I think I said this in another one. My biggest problem, well, not my biggest problem. The biggest potential pitfall is I hope they just...
Ooh, Mark Strong as Armitage?
Every time I have seen them give her just the silver eyes, they look bad. They just don't look good.
No, she's supposed to be wearing shades.
That's right. So that's what I'm saying is give her wraparound perma shades and it'll look awesome. So I hope they do that.
Well, Mark Strong as Armitage, that's actually pretty good casting.
That's fine.
Oh, I wonder if Peter Sarsgaard is playing Riviera. This doesn't say who's Riviera. Interesting. Sense. But the problem with Neuromancer, with them making Neuromancer, has always been the fact that cyberpunk exists in the 80s. So any iteration of it made to a modern standard today is going to look either overly gritty, which won't be right because it's seated in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be that.
No, I think you can get away. Neuromancer specifically.
Yeah.
I think it is very easy to dodge the 80s problem and not ground it in any time. Because it's not like they ever explained. Like, there wasn't. Unlike, say, Tolkien or even Neil Stephenson, Gibson doesn't sit there and give you 15 pages on what jacking in means from a physical standpoint. Like, he doesn't say, all right, he took out the cassette mini disc and inserted it. You know what I mean? You can just gloss over that.
Yeah, he just gives it a smooth name.
Right, so all you got to do is make the deck
shade
look
stick
cool.
from his back port and was like, jack this, bitch. Yeah.
I mean, literally, they could just do I would, if I had to guess, they'll do the Ghost in the Shell thing. He'll run a wire to his neck.
I hope he jacks in. Like, there's an actual.
No, he will. I mean, no, they have to do that because the term became kind of ubiquitous from that. So they have to do that. But they don't have to even show you what the cable looks like. You know, you don't have to see if it's USB-C or USB-A.
All right, so hold on. Here's some good and bad information, right? So Neuromancer the series is being written by one of the guys who wrote Fringe, which could be very good.
Ooh.
Also, I guess that's the guy who wrote Dark Winds, which I think is that Native American detective.
I've heard of it. I never even heard if it was good or not. I just know what it is.
Let's see. Yeah, so that's
Fringe is good. Sensational. So.
And they are also the showrunners.
All right.
So there is some hope. I was just hoping to see who Riviera was, if it was Skarsgård, because he could do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not concerned about the time thing. I feel like Gibson was smart enough not to ground anything in his. Now, as you said, the genre's been grounded, but his stuff. I
wonder if the writers will use the visuals from Deathburger, because I have read that Deathburger's vision of Neuromancer has become very iconic to people. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think that's a good thing. I wonder sometimes if movie directors, the movie studios need an artist to figure out how to visually process a book before they're willing to come near it. And I say that because Lord of the Rings, Jackson leaned very heavily on, was it Frau and who's the other guy? For all
I don't remember. It's like Jack Hill or something. Yeah, whatever his name was.
These two artists that just did all this Lord of the Rings art. And it's like,
that were basically seen as this is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if they just looked at this and said, hey, you know what? If we
generally, they do try to do a visual for something like this. I would imagine it'll look like what is it, Cyberpunk 2077? Is that what it is? 2077.
Yeah,
I would think it would be a mix of things, but I would hope that they would actually ask William Gibson, hey, are there a couple of artists who have captured what you think this should look like? Yes, look at these guys and do that. That's it. It's pretty easy if they bothered.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they did or not, but that should be all you have to do.
We shall see. I will.
It's early enough. I don't know.
I will reserve hope. How about that? I will reserve hope on the matter. And we'll see what happens.
Where's the little
But I mean, the casting is good. I give you credit. I mean, the people they got it. The guy that got the new Case. I mean, he oddly good, feels right. I mean,
just looking at that 2-second teaser.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you when that's supposed to be set.
No, I have no
I mean,
idea.
it looks like a bar with neon,
Yeah.
but that could be LED for all I know. I mean, it doesn't look like, I don't see a what do you call it? There's not like a Walkman on the counter or something. It's been like, it's the 80s,
Hey,
baby.
I have hope.
Yeah.
That's it. I've
I
got hope.
I want to know how the sky's going to look. That's going to tell you everything. Because you have to imagine that's going to be the first shot. Is him looking
I told
up.
you I found that hat that was the color of television tuned to a dead channel.
Did you buy it?
I did get it. I got my hands on it, and it
I knew
is
it.
absolutely that color. It looks like TV
Is this a
static.
cowboy? I don't remember cowboy hat.
It's a cowboy. Well, it's a cowboy hat body. I will reshape it into something insane because that's what I do.
Okay, good.
But it is a. Hold on, let me see if I can find a picture for you so you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, who makes
it's
it?
a. Oh, I can tell you who makes it, but you won't find it because it was kind of deep in their site. There's a company that does weird hat colors every year, and sometimes I catch it, and then sometimes I miss it. And this year, I think I kind of missed it, and then I saw that this color called smoke, and I was like, oh man, I was like, that's fucking ridiculous. Hold on, pop up for me, come on.
Should have called it snow.
What's that?
Should have been called snow because static on a television is snow, not smoke.
I know, but these are Western people.
I don't care. They know what snow is.
Yeah.
I care not.
To
use the Sean Bean speaking of Lord of the Rings. I care not.
Yeah.
I don't care about that ring. I want it.
I want it. All right, here we go. I got a link. Tell me if this doesn't look... Where the fuck is that? Oh, there you go. I have to get used to the this interface on
the Chatsubo of yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Oh yeah.
All right. TV static.
That looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. I don't know why they chose to make so much of it blurry, but
I think it's. I don't think the photo is supposed to be blown up that big.
Oh well, yeah. I guess that's probably.
But yeah, I was very excited about that. I managed to get my hands on it, so
good.
Yeah, deep down, I'm always pretty much connected to fucking cyberpunk and shit. I was telling my wife about that. This whole thing that my adolescence, my early adolescence is all fantasy. It's all like Dragonlance and shit like that. And then when I got to high school, so I guess I was like kind of all middle school was fantasy, and then when I got to high school, there was just this complete pivot to cyberpunk, and that dominated the next 4 years of my life, like the amount of reading that I did. And then after that is when my reading kind of opened up to all these other things. But when I think of cyberpunk and like fantasy, they are these kind of clear chapters of my life. And and I think cyberpunk fits really well into the high school years because you're fucking angry about everything. And
this is true.
Neuromancer, Gibson's cyberpunk trilogy. Everyone is pretty much fucking angry about everything.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. Yeah,
everybody's bitter and irritated and annoyed, and everything's fucked up, and so it lends itself. But it's great because then you read Neuromancer, and it's so bitter and it's so angry. But then you read Snow Crash, and Snow Crash is like so much. It's so much more fun. I don't think Snow Crash is a better book. I like them both. But I think Snow Crash, it's got this innate play to it, whereas Neuromancer is more of a crime novel.
Yeah, there's a melancholy that's missing from Snow Crash.
There is, yeah.
Whereas Neuromancer starts off with a guy who's clearly been
he's ready.
He's ready.
Raped. Yeah, and he's ready to destroy himself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And there's not many happy. The happiest character is the Dixie Flatline. Who's like, all right, I have to kill me when we're done.
No, I disagree with you. The happiest character is the oh god, what's his name? Shit, just fell out of my head. The Finn.
Oh yeah.
The Finn
does not stay very happy. He gets miserable later.
Yes, but in Neuromancer, he's fine. Honestly, if I had to be anybody in that world, I'd probably want to be the Panther Moderns. They seem to be the only people who figured out a way to directly fuck back with the culture.
True.
You think about it, right? Like the corporate culture in that book, who are the only people who are really getting away with fucking with them
No,
and just walking away?
Just them.
It's the Panther
Yeah,
Modern.
it's just them.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would totally be a Panther Modern. That'd be awesome. There you go. Mel, I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful that this won't suck.
I hope so too. I don't want it to be bad.
I mean,
I don't want another Peripheral.
The thing is, I know. But Peripheral was a weird thing already to some degree. Their version of time travel.
Then they just gave up on it.
I know. Oh, they'll give up on this too. But
no,
I just don't want them to do something to it that makes it so different that it's not it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think they will because, honestly...
don't say that.
Well, no. What I mean is, like, Neuromancer doesn't have... Unlike Peripheral...
Yeah.
Neuromancer is pretty focused in. It's got a very specific, small scale to a degree story.
Yeah, but you can get it wrong. You can get Molly wrong.
Oh no! Look, you can get anything wrong. But what I'm saying is, Peripheral to me was a weird story to adapt.
As of this moment, the closest anyone's gotten to getting Neuromancer right is fucking Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic. It's true.
Their version of Molly is pretty close.
No, everything except for that stupid preacher is really good.
The stupid preacher, yeah.
And that's because I don't think that existed anywhere. Did Gibson ever have a character like that?
No, that's totally made up by bad writers.
I knew it wasn't in the Johnny Mnemonic story, but I didn't know if that character, they transplanted it. Okay.
That is totally made up. That's somebody basically
it doesn't feel like him.
Yeah, because it's these screenwriters who get these incredible literary works and then sit there and go, I can do better. I'm going to create a weird preacher character played by Dolph Lundgren, and you're like, what? Yeah. It's like, it's the whole, I think I can do better than the original. And you're kind of sitting there going, yeah, but you can't. If you could, you would have.
Gang, you're not going to do any better than, I want room service.
Yeah.
Like once that's there, just cut that other character because you're never living up to that. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody was better than... I mean, Ice-T was the best character that wasn't Johnny Mnemonic in that thing. He was great.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So, yeah, you're right. The Preacher's the only bad thing. The Preacher's the only legitimately bad thing in it. Now, you can
I like Henry Rollins in that. I thought he had a really interesting role.
He's good.
They managed to change Molly enough that Molly wasn't... It wasn't Molly.
You can't... I mean, I'm never going to complain when Dina Meyer's in a movie.
Oh, I know. She's fucking awesome.
She is. That is one of her best roles.
It is. But by that time, you'd already seen her.
I love a woman who's dangerous. So dangerous women are up my alley.
So it's, I'm going to have hope for this. They're probably going to break my heart. But I'll have hope for now. Live in hope
I just
for a while longer.
I just don't want it to be bad. It can be fine. It's still better.
Just don't be bad.
Well, it can.
Be mediocre, but don't be bad.
Well,
I'm gonna hold out hope for a little while, right?
The fact that Gibson seems to be enthusiastic, I hope, is a good sign. I don't know if he's just another one like.
No, okay, hold on.
Is he like John Carpenter, where he's like, whatever they're paying me?
No, Gibson. So I've read a few nonfiction things by him, and Gibson basically said that early on he was very excited about Hollywood, and you go to Hollywood and everyone talks to you like this is going to be the greatest thing ever, and you work on stuff with them. He's like, and you're really hopeful. He's like, and then it doesn't fucking go anywhere. He's like, they just send you home, and you sit there and go, oh, okay. And so he was basically saying that, he got over Hollywood because it never worked out. And so it's like, if he's happy about this, it's probably because we're living in a golden age of TV series.
And Apple too, to be fair, has the best track record on sci-fi being.
Yeah, because we were
talking
about Foundation before this, and we were saying how with the they changed it quite a bit from the books, but it does get pretty good ratings.
Yeah.
Now,
Murderbot, Silo, everybody loves Silo.
Man, my only issue with Murderbot is you couldn't just have him be a robot. You had to give him a fucking face. He doesn't have a face in the books.
Well, Okay,
Like,
don't forget, though, what my complaint about Mandalorian was. There is something that you gain by seeing emotion.
I know, but I would have
someone.
rather them give him some kind of like basic robotic face.
Well, I wouldn't have minded if they basically gave him a gray robot face with like bright blue eyes. Yes, he didn't have to just look like.
But no, they basically gave him the prettiest fucking face they could find.
Yeah, they made him handsome.
Yeah, they made him a sexy robot. That's what they did.
They made him awfully pretty.
Yes, exactly. Which makes it, kind of difficult to then.
After seeing that photo of Lee Pace, I guess they just want all their men very pretty.
Well, listen, that's the age we live in as well, right? And I'm fine with that. They made women have to work out for years.
Listen,
might as well make the men do it too.
I miss the days of like Brad Pitt in Interview with the Vampire, where I went, whoa, yeah, stick like that eternally, yeah.
God, that movie made everybody pretty, didn't they? I mean,
and it worked.
Everybody was so pretty when Antonio Banderas shows up with that long hair.
Oh, yeah, even Jeffrey Rush looks good in that movie.
Oh, and that says a lot.
It does,
because he is
nobody's going to look better than Brad Pitt seeing his last sunrise.
God, you know what? That movie is a great example of how something cannot be what you want it to be and still have it work really well. Because
that's a great
I don't think
reinvention of it.
Yeah, I don't think that it's the best version of Interview with the Vampire I've ever seen, but I do think that it is a great movie.
Yeah, it almost is.
Whereas like Queen of the Damned got it so completely
wrong.
More
accurate.
But yet was so completely wrong.
And that's what I was going to say is, yes, it was accurate, but it felt all wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas Interview with the Vampire was inaccurate, but felt completely right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the kind of, that is still the gold standard of sexy vampirism. Like,
No, you don't think anyone has done sexy vampirism better?
No, I'm not saying not better, but that's where it really started. In terms of, can you think of a movie or something before that did that, where it was like,
well, Dracula,
you're going to have to sit on a towel to watch this movie because the seat will be soaked.
Oh my God. That is the most gross description I think you've ever given a movie. You're going to have to sit on a towel to watch this. Oh my God. Kidding. You know what? I'm going to have and the thing is that we had a friend who was a masochist, and I remember we went to get tattooed, and I was sitting there going, "Oh my God, this hurts," and my friend was sitting there having God, it hurts. An orgasmic experience sitting on that bench, and I was looking over going, "This is not fair."
Yeah.
Yes, sit on a towel. That's fantastic. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yep.
So you don't think that Bram Stoker's Dracula even like approaches that? Was Gary Oldman not sexy enough?
The problem is
it's Gary Oldman.
Okay. All right. Let's. Those were the same year, correct? Weren't they both 92?
Oh, no,
I don't think that.
Hold on one second.
When's Interview with the Vampire? I could be wrong. Maybe it was 96.
I'll do Bram Stoker's. You do Interview with the Vampire.
Stoker is 92. These are all coming up with the series. What was the movie? When was the movie? Jesus. Hold on. Movie
94,
was 94. All right. Yeah. So Bram Stoker's Dracula breaks up. Number one, the sexiness is intermittent. It's not the whole movie.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I'm sure some people are into werewolf sex, I guess.
I've got a fun list for you. I guess. Go on.
Yeah.
I've got a list of the sexiest vampire movies.
But that movie it's less of lust and it's more of longing.
Yeah.
Whereas Interview with the Vampire is just lust.
Yeah.
It's just like everybody is next to drooling over devouring each other, and you can take that whatever way you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
oh man.
And plus you've got two of the best looking men probably at the best point of their lives in it.
This is a
prettied
top.
up to 900.
This is a top 10
So-
sexiest vampire movie list that I found
Oh,
on
good.
IMDb.
This should be great. Twilight's going to be on there, I'm sure.
No,
Go ahead.
no. You know what? You'd be
Wow.
surprised.
Oh, this might be a good list.
No,
Go ahead.
this is actually, I think, a good list.
All right. I'm ready.
I'm going to stand by this list, right? You want to stop at number 10 or number 1?
Start 10. Go up to 1.
10.
Start 10.
So number 10, Embrace of the Vampire, which I have not seen.
Never seen it. Maybe we'll watch it.
It is Embrace of the Vampire. It's a 95 movie by Anne Gorsad. It's a B horror movie, rather famous, though not for the reason you might think.
Oh.
Most of the acting is subpar and the visual effects are ridiculous. It's famous because drop-dead gorgeous Alyssa Milano gets naked in multiple scenes, and she's not the only one.
Oh, yes, I do know. Now that you said that, I know exactly what movie it is because I've seen the clip of her naked like 3,000 times.
Yeah, Embrace of the Vampires.
Wow.
That's number
Look
10.
at that trailer. This looks very bad. That's
It
probably
is.
why they're giving it that, but go ahead.
All right, so number 9, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Number 8, Interview with a Vampire.
Interesting. That's 8.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 7, Underworld. Now,
Well, it is Kate Beckinsale.
It's Kate
wrapped in leather.
Beckinsale, and it's a love
Or
movie.
probably latex, not leather. But
It's,
sure,
it's
yeah,
latex.
okay.
It's all latex, right?
Yeah, it's latex.
Now, this
no,
is-
I see that. I can see that.
This is a
Nair Dark. Is Nair Dark on this list?
Hold on, I'm getting there. This
All right,
is so number 6 is Dracula from 1979 with Frank Langella as and Laurence Olivier.
I've never
I
seen
haven't
that
seen
one,
this.
So
Yes, but it's
Frank Langella doesn't scream sexy to me. Okay, go ahead.
a charming, seductive, and sinister vampire Dracula travels to England in search of an immortal bride.
By the way, everybody, Lando and I will be watching The Devils, so I'm just letting you know that's coming. Speaking of
Okay.
sexy. Go
Number
ahead.
5, Blade.
Yeah, okay.
You think about it.
I mean-
that's a sexy movie. All the vampires and like the orgy blood scene and like
It. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to dispute that, but I would not put that above Interview with the Vampire.
no. I dispute the order, but I don't dispute the collection.
yeah.
How about that?
Yeah,
All right, number
because
4.
they definitely treat it like an STD on Deacon's side. Yeah, go ahead.
The Hunger is
I mean,
number
she
4.
says it to him. So
Yes.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's
Right.
a good one. Hunger's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Fright Night, the 85 version. Because, I mean, he seduces the teenager. He's got her in his home. I mean,
I guess. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
like I said, I dispute the order, but not the collection.
I don't know that I'd put. Oh wait, keep going. If one is missing, I know what I sub out Fright Night for. Go
All
ahead.
right. Number 2, The Lost Boys.
Yes.
Right?
Oh yeah. I can
Number
see that. Kiefer
1
Sutherland looks excellent in that movie.
Near Dark.
You know what? I don't have a. Okay, I wouldn't put that at number 1.
I
I'd probably
wouldn't
put that at
either,
number 5.
but I do put it. I do think the collection is good.
Oh, no, it's good. It's mostly good. My
Yeah,
only
just
real
not the
issue
order.
is Fright Night. I would sub out Fright Night with Life Force because she's a space vampire
Oh, you know what? That's an interesting.
and she's not
Yeah.
wearing clothing for what 95%
All
of
of
that
the
movie?
all of the movie. Okay.
Okay, I thought at one point she actually had a sheet
No,
on or
she's
something. But
never
okay.
dressed, and she's frightening.
All
And
right.
that movie makes you frightened of a naked lady.
It doesn't it?
Like when
But
she
at the
shows
same
up.
time, you can't look away.
Yeah, no, you can't.
No, I mean you can't because she's all over the movie.
I know. I know.
You can't skip the
I
scene
wonder,
with the
I
naked
wonder
lady there.
if species would make it onto this list, but she's not a
Well, it's
vampire.
not a vampire; it's an alien. Whereas Life Force is a space vampire.
She is a space vampire. Yeah.
So
No, I
that one
thought
is a
that. I
technicality,
think that's
but
a good.
I'll sub
It's
it
a
in.
not the order, but the collection. If you
No.
haven't seen any of those movies, you should check them out.
No, no, it's a good list actually. Yeah,
I mean,
it's a very good list.
the only 2 on here I haven't seen are Embrace of the Vampire, which apparently I should
And I
check
have a
out.
feeling they're really amping up Alyssa Milano for that one.
Yeah, and
I
then
think
I haven't
I've
seen
read that
the-
one's pretty bad.
I haven't seen the Frank Langella, Laurence Olivier Dracula from
And
'79.
I just cannot imagine that's actually. I mean,
Oh my god!
maybe
But look,
in-
you
maybe
gotta
in
see
the-
him though. He does look good as
Oh, no,
Dracula, though. Jeez,
okay, I was gonna say
I
maybe
forgot
it's
what
70s
young
Frank Langella, yeah.
looked like.
that's true. I am thinking of him now, and that's not
No,
really fair,
yeah,
'cause in the
he's
70s,
he's
yeah.
got the fro, and he's like,
Okay.
yeah, no, he looks
yeah,
good.
Then yeah, all right. I've never seen it, so I can't really judge.
Check on the IMDb. They got a picture of him right up front, and he looks fantastic.
Oh no, I've got it. I see it, but what I mean is, I don't know if the movie, because again, Interview with the Vampire is just like it's so suffused with crotch, and radiation. It's like that's it.
This movie is all crotch radiation.
It is. You know what? That's the show title now. Hold on.
Oh man.
But you know what I mean, right? Like everything is driven by lust. Yeah, whereas again, Interview with the with Dracula, that's as much kind of a love story as
love
it is
and longing. Yeah.
Yeah, they do play around with the idea of there's lust angles, but really, he wants his great love back.
Yeah.
He stabbed God in the fucking chest because his wife killed herself. Like, that's not a lust story. That's a fuck God. Oh, hold on. That is
God has fucked me in the ass so many times.
Story more than anything else. So, whereas again, Interview with the Vampire is like it's just a big orgy of long hair, which is great.
Oh yeah, so much long hair.
There really is. Outside of the Kirsten Dunst thing, which you got to kind of put aside because that's disturbing in so many ways.
Well, that's the monster aspect of it, isn't it? To imprison
it is.
A person forever in a child's body.
Yeah. No, it is. It's terrible. But all the adult vampires that we see, they're all just kind of dancing around, okay, who's pairing up with who, or is this just one big thing? Let's get down to it already. Like,
and the
that's
funny part
all
is,
it is.
But the funny part about it all is that vampires can't have sex. There's this lust, but there's no actual culmination.
Well, but that's it. It's just a giant sting tantric,
That's why they end up biting each other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that actually kind of makes it better because it's all foreplay, and you're never going to get to the part where it's done with.
It's forever foreplay.
It is. It's eternal foreplay.
Oh my god.
Forever play. Yeah.
That's a lot. Forever play.
It is. But if you can't ever get past it, that becomes sex.
Yeah, well, you adapt. Yeah.
And that's the adaptation is, it's all, innuendo and outuendo. There's a certain point where we're just going to dispense with any pretense, and here's what it is. If I can't spurt, then a vein will.
Sitting on a
I'm
towel.
fucking full of them in this show. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, yeah. God, it's amazing that you get the most eloquent with the most raunchiness here. I don't know what the hell you were doing today.
What did I do today?
I think of myself as the raunchy one, but no.
Really.
Today you're doing it. She's sitting on a towel looking for a squirter.
I did a really good painting today, so I think that's part of it. I've got my
you gets your juices going.
Yeah, I rose to the challenge creatively, and I have to continue doing so. I guess, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, the towel. The towel thing is the high watermark for me on this one.
Yeah. And actually, I did have at one point. You would have thought that something happened because I accidentally spilled a bunch of white paint all over my legs, so I just had splotched white paint all over the bottom half of my body. So.
Yeah. Woo. Okay. Where do we go from here then?
All right. So before we get to the movie we watched together. I wanted to review Iron Angels 2 because I said I watched the first one for the last show. And I said I was going to watch the second one even though I had read that there was a rape scene. Because I thought, okay, I looked and the same director, female director, did it. So I thought, well, maybe this is going to be handled more elegantly because there's a female director involved.
Were you wrong?
So I started watching it. Well, I started watching it, and then a second thought occurred to me, which is, but this is in the 80s, when to be successful, you might have to conform to what the studio execs say. So then I didn't know what was going to go on. So the movie's going along, and unfortunately, they lost Angel 001. He's not in this movie. They sub in a different Angel later. This one is set in Malaysia, so they don't repeat the pattern, which I really like. For a sequel, it doesn't redo the first movie. It's absolutely following the James Bond model, where the first thing we see is a successful mission, and then they're just going to stay in Kuala Lumpur and just take a couple weeks off. So they're partying with It's the two female angels, Elaine and Moon, and then Alex, who was in these are all from the first movie, but we lost the American backer, or we lost Angel 01 and one other person. But we have the core action team, so it's fine. And they're in town, and they're going to go to their hotel, and they're driving along. And the thing is, I had read that this scene, because this is the thing then, right? So now the whole movie becomes, okay, when is this going to happen? Because you're going to know the setup when it's coming, right? I mean, there's going to be something that will presage that this is going to happen. So Elaine is the one who's the victim. And the thing that I even more dislike about this element is that Elaine is kind of the free spirit. So it's like, oh, she's being punished because she's not a prudish, monogamous woman. So we have to basically take they never call her a slut, but this is what at the time they would have called her because she's flirting with everybody. So I'm like, oh, good. We're going to punish this woman because she's not the, button down, you know what I mean? Like the good.
I get it. Yeah. They went after her because it was the most likely one to, yeah.
And that even more made it worse where I'm like, I mean, not that it's better to happen to anybody else, but I'm like, this is the stereotype and it pisses me off because I know it's coming. And part of it is just annoyance because I'm like, when is it going to happen? It doesn't happen until way late in the film. So it starts off and they're driving along and they're in a taxi and the taxi pulls over and this like Rolls Royce and some accompanying cars go by and they're like, hey, what are you pulling over for? We got to get to our hotel. And he's like, oh, no. This guy is a well-known philanthropist. Anytime he comes by, we all pull over because he's very good to everybody here. And they're like, fuck that. And they kick the guy out of the taxi. They take the taxi and they start like fucking around with the car because they don't think a rich guy should be able to cut him off, which, to a degree, I'm with him. But I'm like, man, I know this is an excuse for car stunts, but I don't know if this is a good idea because they're like jockeying with the guard cars and they finally get cornered and the guard cars kind of corner them and everybody gets out and Alex is fighting everybody. And then the rich guy gets out of the car and basically Alex is like, all right, let's fight. And the guy, takes off the sunglasses and takes his driving gloves off or whatever and, kind of gets ready to fight. So they're fighting. And they kind of get to a standstill. At which point they do the fucking Dylan Schwarzenegger thing and you realize, oh, they're friends. So the rich guy is his old college buddy. So this was all just a big macho kind of back and forth thing. And so it's like, oh, they laugh and they go back and they stay in his house. So it's Alex, Peter, and then a third guy shows up who's named Marco.
So is this the new backer? Is this their new financial backer?
Well, they're still backed by the Americans, but don't forget, this is vacation. So there's no official mission throughout this entire film, really, until later on the CIA asks them to help out on something. But originally, this is just supposed to be them taking some time off. So no, this is just that the three of them went to college. Alex went to work for So Alex went to the FBI. Marco went to the CIA. And Peter became basically an entrepreneur. So he is a big-time businessman and very rich philanthropist in the city. So he kind of, has this nice house. But they all went to college together and then they kind of split up afterwards. Two of them went into law enforcement and the other one became a businessman. So they're going along. And they go to, now, you've been to Malaysia, right?
I've been to Thailand.
Okay. I will confess, I don't know enough about this particular aspect of Thailand in general. I know there's this thing, and I don't even know if this is the correct term, whatever, for transvestites.
Oh, ladyboys.
I always heard the term. Yes, right. That's the term I always heard. I don't know if that's still the term or not.
Yeah.
But there's a whole thing where they go to a bar, and the only person who doesn't know what kind of bar it is is Alex because he's American.
Oh, yeah.
He's American.
Yeah. We went to at one point we went to a musical at a club.
Yeah, that's what this is with a singer. Yeah, this is what this is, in a bar.
And it was all ladyboys. And let me tell you, they are beautiful.
Well, I don't know.
There's no way you would. I mean, unless you checked under the hood, you would never know.
I genuinely don't know in the bar scene.
Yeah.
Because clearly some of them, it looked like they were.
But if I bumped into one of these people outside of this setting, I'd have no idea.
Yeah. I have no idea how many of these people that are in this scene are legitimately
No, you wouldn't.
Transvestites or whatever,
No,
or not,
wouldn't, yeah.
which is successful. That means good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some looked, but then, so I think some of them may have been trying to make you kind of think they are or not on purpose. Because the third angel that shows, or I guess technically the fourth angel that shows up, they never say, but my hunch is that agent is one of them, is a transvestite. But they never comment on it. She's as competent as everybody else, which I think is fantastic. But I think this was set up to make you wonder on purpose. I don't know how else to take it. I don't know. I really don't know. But in any event, this is all kind of grounded in making Alex go, uh-oh, wait, these aren't actual women? Oh no, they're playing on it. And so they fight them all because he's like, I won't fight women. And Peter's like, they aren't women. Don't worry about it. He like kicks him into the fight. They're all fighting everybody.
Are they fighting a club full of transvestites?
Well, because what happens is the singer kind of winks at Alex, which the song she sings, the first song she sings is a dirty version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which I will admit, I never thought I'd watch a movie with this particular thing, but it was awesome because it's awesome. If you watch nothing else about this movie, watch that shit because it is genuinely riveting. And then she does like a stripper song. And so she's singing at the bar and Peter's like, oh, go talk to her. You got a shot. Go ahead. And, what they're doing is setting him up. And there is another woman, who everyone refers to as sister. And she, I guess, wants the singer too. So she gets pissed off. And that's where combat and hijinks ensue. So, whatever, they get into a big fight. It's all played off for laughs. They're walking around. And so then the next day, Peter has got a helicopter and he's showing them around. And then he gets a call and they're like, hey, we need you at one of the plants because, there's something wrong with the shipment. He's like, all right, I've got to go. But he and Elaine are kind of starting to get close. So I'm like, uh-oh. The only guy here who's not in law enforcement is getting buddy-buddy with Elaine. We haven't seen a villain yet. I know this movie has to have a villain. And sure enough, it's him. Because what we find out is that he is a Hitler wannabe who has convinced himself that he is going to be really what it is communism is bad. He's a communist. He just happens to watch Hitler tapes as his inspiration on how to talk. But the real threat is communism. Because, of course, this is 88, which communism is going to destroy everything, everybody. Red Menace. So all he has to be called is a communist, and we understand he's capital EVIL right away. So he is secretly planning to overthrow the government, and Marco is from the CIA, is checking up on him, so his showing up conveniently is because the CIA knows what's going on and is trying to get proof of it. And he gets captured and tortured and ultimately killed by Peter because Peter's like, join me or I have to kill you. And he's like, I'm not going to join you. And he shoots him. But it's that thing where...
I'll never join the dark side, Dad.
Right. But Peter clearly doesn't want to kill him, but his second in command is kind of pushing him to do it. So it's one of these... They're doing that thing where he's a reluctant fascist, but he is nonetheless a fascist. So it goes along... And there's a point where, there's great action sequences, lots of explosions, big boom stuff, great, perfect. No complaints whatsoever. So finally, there's a point where they tell Elaine, because the CIA calls Alex and says, hey, Marco's disappeared. We think he's dead. So we need you to step in because your buddy is planning to overthrow the government. And Alex finds this secret room where, sure enough, it's confirmed that Peter's a communist. So, they got to go get him. And they tell Elaine, and Elaine is very emotional and says, no, I don't believe it because, he was basically like, why don't you stay here? Because you could help me run this business and I kind of dig you and, we could, have some laughs. So she's very distraught. So she's like, I'm going to prove you're wrong. And so she goes to the secret compound and, of course, gets captured. And they throw her into a cell. And I'm like, here it is. Because what else could it be at this point where Elaine is separated from everybody and is in a cell with a bunch of guys, and one of the guys says, well, here's how it goes. We kill all the men, we rape all the women, so we'll get to you shortly. And I'm like, excellent. So, sure enough, there's a point where they kind of knock the thing open, and they jump on her, and they tear her shirt open, although not open like you can see it, but they just shove her hand out, the guy shoves his hand down her shirt, at which point Peter walks in and kills the guy. So there is actually no rape scene beyond that. So there's minor sexual assault, but it stops there, which I was fucking delighted. So the guy who wrote the rape thing was wrong. It's not, it is still horrible, but it's not rape. It never progresses past the guy groping, I guess, her right breast. That's as far as he got. And Peter shoots at the guy and says, nobody's touching her. If she still resists after the revolution, we'll talk. But clearly what he's doing is shielding her because he cares about her. So I'm like, good. No rape. Thank you. Now this movie becomes flawless because that was the thing I was dreading for like an hour. So sure enough, Alex and Moon show up, and then they're joined by Christina, who is a local agent who, again, I don't know, but whatever, it doesn't matter, has a gigantic Arnold's machine gun and blows shit up. So fine with me. I don't care one way or another. So they're wrecking shit, great fight scenes, blah, 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 and it ends up in a waterfall where Alex and Peter have to fight each other. So very, very, very typical 80s macho stuff. So, they're fighting. I mean, Moon, the actress, does a stunt that, again, could so easily have killed her in two ways. They blow the thing up that she jumps off of, and they blow it up, and she actually jumps in front of it. As it explodes, she drops like 50 feet, I'm sure, onto a bag. But the explosion could have pushed her too far, or she could have been burned, or whatever, because you see her the whole way down with the thing blowing up behind her. And she's not that far from it. They replay it in the credits. Holy fuck, man, these people. I mean, anyway, so then the thing ends, and they basically, they punch Peter, and it does kind of the thing that we've seen now a few times, where as he's falling with his face all bloodied, it just cuts. It like goes to freeze frame.
Oh, so yeah, so you don't see him die, yeah.
No, we don't see him die. We're not really sure he is dead, but he's been defeated, and that's the end of the movie. Since there's no rape, no hesitation recommending it. It's excellent. Some people have said this was better than the first one. I don't know that I would say it's better than the first one. It does certain things differently and better. I think Agent 001 in the first movie you kind of miss him in this one because he was a really good actor and he was a very good martial artist. So I sort of miss his presence.
Got it.
But you get a little bit more of the team because you're being introduced to them. So I feel like there's a little more character work. But then again, once you know them, you don't need that in the second one.
Does he come back in any of the other ones? Because you said there's more of these, right?
There's a third one. I don't know. I want to see. I don't think he does. I think the new agent from this one comes back in the third one, but I don't believe 001 comes back. But let's see. No, it doesn't appear so. So no, it looks like he was only in the first one. Alex comes back, and then Elaine's missing from the next one too, which I'm kind of bummed about because I like her too. But that's where they have Karina, who's the new one. I guess she subs in for Elaine, which is fine. Generally, the third one is seen to be the weakest, but still not a bad movie. And this one is based on Gaddafi trying to destabilize Thailand. So I guess this is going to almost be like that other one we watched where they were trying to kill Boris Yeltsin, I guess. I don't know. I'll tell you when I watch it, which will probably be next week. So, I mean, I'm going to watch it. But so far, it's a 3-movie set. Just these 2 movies, worth buying it for. Because, again, the stunts, the shit they blow up, some of the car stuff. There's a couple of scenes. Man, some of the fucking martial arts work is just exceptional. Like, it's just great. And, again, the pacing is really good. Kind of like what we were talking about with Yes Madam, where they know how to, silliness, even though it's really not silliness outside of the ladyboy bar scene. That's the silliest thing. The rest of it is kind of, we got a little bit of drama. Car stunt. All right, we're going to do some more exposition, a little bit of character. Oh no, reveal, bad guy fascist. Fight scene. Elaine is heartbroken. She's going to go prove it. Oh no, she's been captured. Fight scene, car stunt, explosion. Like they
pace
it real well.
They pace it out right. So you're like, oh good, time
pacing
for fight.
Is great. Pacing is great, yes. So that one, again, you can go back and forth on whether the first movie is better, but certainly this movie I would put it on equal footing. I think watching the first one into the second one is perfectly fine. So I liked it a lot, and happily, no rape. So that really was the thing I was dreading, because again, expecting it, I'm like, this movie is so good so far. They're going to fucking ruin it, man. It's going to get ruined by this shit that's just unnecessary. And no, doesn't happen. Guy gets killed just for trying to, go to second base without permission. So good, dead.
You're like, fine,
so
you're dead, nice. Fuck you. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, literally. I mean, and Peter, the fascist guy, you don't really know, because there's a point where he's got a gun on Alex. He's like, fine, kill me then. Then shoot me. I'm not joining you. And Peter doesn't do it. He actually whips the gun around and says, you know what? If I'm so evil, you kill me. And Alex won't do it. And then, of course, they fist fight. So, you have to solve problems that way.
And now we fight.
Yeah. So even Peter doesn't seem like he's totally... That's the thing where I don't know whether we were supposed to think that the second in command was really the one driving this. And Peter was an idealist who kind of got caught up in it. Because he does talk about the fact that the government is taking advantage of ordinary people and they're never going to be out of power. And the only way to solve it is this way. And, communists do understand that the worker is important, overlooking some problems with communism, obviously, but, that you can figure that out later. So I don't think that it's supposed to be that and watching the Hitler thing, he never suggests, like gas chambers or anything. So I think that was because he didn't know how to do public speaking. And unfortunately, he chose the worst possible role model for that. Because, watching the tapes of Hitler, he did command an audience.
This goes back to the whole Star Trek episode, right? Where it's like, why did that guy emulate the Nazis? Well, he's like, I needed to emulate a group that mobilized very fucking quickly. So, yeah. So if you're trying to I want to find somebody who was able to sway people and control them. Yeah. Adolf Hitler.
Right.
Not a good, not a good person, but his tactics were effective. If that's all you're looking for.
Yeah, because there's never swastikas. There's never any blaming of specific people. Everything outside of the Hitler tapes is classic communism. The Red Star, the outfits, workers' rights. It's all the classic kind of more. And there's a hammer and sickle at one point.
Yeah.
Which is way more Soviet Union than it is the Third Reich.
Yeah.
So and the way he talks, he's imitating Hitler's kind of speech patterns. So I think that was supposed to just be, obviously you put Hitler in something and it conveys evil. Clearly, that's very easy to do. But I think it was supposed to be more of that he was emulating the way he talked and his way of rousing people up. Yeah. As opposed to actually believing in the extermination of because there's never any of that. The only thing they talk about is, well, if you're not for the revolution, you're against it. Well, that's everybody. That's every fucking thing that's ever existed.
I would be very curious to try to find out more about what their perception of World War II is. And I know it sounds weird.
Well, that's the other thing is this is not an American film.
Yeah.
Right? So
you gotta wonder.
Don't know because it's a Hong Kong film. And so obviously China is a communist nation. Mm-hmm. However, Hong Kong was under the control of the British until like the 90s, right?
Yeah.
So they would have had an anti-fascist, just based on that.
Yeah.
If nothing else. But, also, isn't Hong Kong not really great with China either?
Let's not read into it too heavy. The bad guy of the movie emulated a bad guy.
No, but yes. Aside from that, what I'm saying is, I would be curious too what they think of it because of the history of Hong Kong specifically.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. I really don't know because this feel. To your point about it might depend on the perception is throwing Hitler into something is a very specific type of thing to do. Like to some audiences, that conveys something immediately.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if it's a murkier perception of things, somebody might see why it's like, well, he wasn't really evil. He just understood that Hitler knew how to do public speaking well. But
you're asking a lot. You're asking a lot from what is I want to call it a chopsaki movie, but basically like a boom boom shoot up fist fight movie.
Right, and that's what gets tricky.
Sometimes they're just looking for a quick
And
reference.
again, everything else about what the communists are doing is old school communism, like Soviet communism, like the Red Star, the hammer and sickle, like the military uniforms. But there aren't black armbands with a weird symbol. You know what I mean? There's not
no, I get it. Yeah.
Nazi stuff. They're not holding up staffs with eagles on top of them. Staves, I guess, is that the plural of staffs? Staves? Is it staffs?
Isn't it just staffs?
They aren't holding pikes with eagles on top and a symbol. So I think that they may have mixed some metaphors.
Yeah.
I'm trying. That's when I don't know how I'm using words properly. I shift to a word I know I can use word properly. So instead of staffs, I'm going with pikes. Same shit. Long poles, eagles on top. So, regardless of that, as a film, delightful. Just another great movie with lots of the main characters doing the actual stunts. Alex at one point could not be more 80s. He is head to toe in acid wash denim. It is extraordinary. The ugliest look that somehow became popular at the time, by far, was acid washed matching denim jacket, jeans with a white shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's too
much. Holy
much.
Shit. Wowzers. Yeah, bad. I mean, fucking vomit-worthy. Terrible. But the movie, excellent. So like I said, even if the third movie is...
That's the best part of the 80s, though, is that it just got that... It just got that nutty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. And that's what I mean about, this is only the second time. Yeah, this is only the second time that I have blind bought a box set from Vinegar Syndrome. The first time paid off magnificently, and so far, so is this one. Because again, even if the third movie is a letdown, I really don't care because the first two... I will rewatch. We will probably watch these at some point. Oh, here's a picture of him in head to toes denim. If you'd like to see it, well, it's on IMDb.
It sounds fun as hell. I mean,
oh, it is. It is. Yeah, it's great. So, yeah, like I said, if you're at all interested, because one thing about Vinegar Syndrome is they, like most trailers, will only show off the best parts of movies, and I've seen a couple of theirs that have not been that great, even though the trailer showed off only the best bits, but then the other 70 minutes...
That's what they do, right?
Yeah, but this one, so far the first two movies, totally worth seeing. So, I will report back on the third one when I see it, which will probably not be that long from now.
I'm still surprised that I never heard of these.
Man, there are so many movies. These probably were never even aired in America.
Yeah.
These were probably movies you only saw if you lived somewhere else. I mean, when we were younger, you weren't seeing movies like this. You were only seeing the top tier movies on the movie channels.
No, I know, but I remember I used to go. I had my video stores that I went to, and I had my weird movies that I watched. And
yeah, but if you were an American video store... manager, and you saw some movie from Thailand that you'd never heard of and had a title that made no sense, and was or you had the latest Chuck Norris or Van Damme film, you know what you're going for. Come on,
I know it's just I'm just surprised that
we saw American trash. We didn't see foreign trash.
I saw foreign trash. Go fuck yourself, sir. I saw tons of foreign trash. It's just and that's why I'm surprised that I never even heard. It's not even I saw it. Never even heard of this.
Yeah.
And it's like you do wonder then like what. Yeah, maybe you're right. It's just that only it's kind of like Hard Boiled, right? It's like you see Hard Boiled made it to the U.S. The killer.
And that's when you say that's not foreign trash. That's the stuff that you couldn't ignore because it was like, oh, this is serious business.
Is this considered to be trash in its own country?
Well, it was the director was unknown. That's one of the things they said is everybody should know who this is, and they weren't. So my assumption is because she was a woman, it probably was written off.
Interesting.
Because this was a action series helmed by a woman. So I'm going to guess that the sexism of the time meant that nobody cared.
Yeah, nobody pushed it.
That's my guess. You know what I mean? So yeah, in a video store, I would expect Hard Boiled because, like, you can't ignore the power of that movie. It's just that good.
Yeah.
Whereas this, there are parts where, perfect example. The thing with the Ladyboy bar. Now, in the mid to late 80s, would that be something that American audiences would respond to?
I don't think it bothered
probably
in the
not.
80s. You think that in the 80s? You think it would bother them?
It wouldn't have gotten a lot of rentals. So you have to think from a marketing perspective.
It's not the entire point of the movie, but yeah.
Well, but it is if you're running a video store. So you have to think of it that way. If a movie that doesn't get rented, they don't keep them.
I know, you don't carry them, yeah.
So if you walk in and you see The Exterminators with that awesome art, and then you see Iron Angel with what really is like a photograph of somebody holding a machine gun, yeah, you and I might get it, but most people who are looking for an action film when Terminator 2 has been checked out for 3 months, they're going to grab the thing with a robot on it. The guy with the goddamn tank treads as a body. That's because, come on.
Is it 87?
So would I.
Is that the year of the movie?
88. It's 88. 87 is the first one. 88 is the second one. I think 89 is the third one. I think it's one a year. Yeah. So, yeah. And especially by the time because if it was released in 88 there, assume it got to the stores in the 90s, well, that's Terminator 2 time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, no. That's what I'm saying is, yeah, you and I would seek this stuff out. Well, not probably more you. At the time, I was still watching the big stuff too. It was before I realized how much great stuff there was underneath the top shelf. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't have wanted this. I would have looked at it and been like, okay, it's some foreign film with a machine gun. I'll watch Predator again.
Watching these movies when you were younger is that you feel like you've discovered something, and then you stop and you go, why hasn't anybody else told me about this? Why hasn't anyone else seen this? And then you feel like it makes you feel like a weirdo because you've uncovered something that those around you don't know about. I mean, this goes back to like the weird sci-fi culture thing that Patton Oswalt was talking about, how he used to have to go hunting for these things, right?
Right.
And you would find these movies and you would see them and you'd be like, "Oh, it's fucking awesome." They're like, "Why is that a hidden gem? Why don't more people know about this?"
Yeah.
You know? And even today, it's strange now because we're beginning to be old enough that movies that we know matter of factly from our youth are becoming unseen movies.
Yeah.
So like you meet somebody who's like who's like a decade younger than you, and you sit there and go, "Oh, Fifth Element," and they're like, "What?" And you're like, "You never saw Fifth Element? You never saw, like Near Dark. Yeah. Near Dark is gone. Like that is a movie that that younger people haven't even heard of."
Well, my wife couldn't believe she'd never heard of it. Because she was big into vampire and like horror stuff, and so was her sister. Neither of them knew what it was.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
How? You sit there and go, how?
I can't say.
Bill Paxton's fucking in it.
Lance Henriksen's in it. It's a reunion from Aliens.
All right. In fairness, Lance Henriksen might be a little bit less on the radar for
Ever
the normals
since
than us.
When I was younger and I saw fucking Aliens, I always had an eye for Lance Henriksen. And if Lance Henriksen showed up in something, I was like, "Oh, this is some serious shit now."
Me too.
And Lance Henriksen is in a very special club because I think he's the
only one that's been killed by an alien and a Terminator.
And a Predator.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And a Predator.
Yeah, he's the only other actor who's been killed by all three is Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
It's the two of them. They're in a special little club.
Right.
That shit's awesome.
Yeah. Whereas Bill Paxton was like in Weird Science. So my wife knew who he was from Weird Science. He's Chet.
It's fucking awesome.
So again, it's just the circles that you orbit in.
Yeah.
Are what leads you to different threads. That's all. That's how it works.
I love it. Correct.
Movies that were contemporary to us are now becoming like, whoa, have you ever heard of this movie called Buckaroo Banzai? Yes, motherfucker.
Oh my God, I just saw this movie. I've never heard of it before. Buckaroo Banzai.
There's a bunch of actors who are really young in it, man. It's like from 80 years ago. Motherfucker, it's not 80 years ago. Not that old. Fuck. Because like we just watched Rocky Horror, and I'm like, yeah, that turns 50 this year, you know.
No shit.
And my wife was like,
man, you know what? When my kids, I can't show them Rocky Horror for a while, but I play the music from Rocky Horror, a lot of it. Right? Because you can kind of get away with that. And I was trying to explain to my kids that was Tim Curry. And they know Tim Curry because we've watched a bunch of Tim Curry movies. And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that was Tim Curry in his
wait till they see him."
I was like, in his young, sexy years. And they're like, "What?" Because they just know, older Tim Curry. And I'm like, "Oh, man." I was like, that is the mistake that young people make, thinking that older people never had a sexy time. It's like,
oh man, yeah.
Listen, when I discovered that Helen Mirren was young once, that was a happy day.
Right.
You know, like I love Judi Dench, but young Judi Dench is not as impressive to me as young Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren, sure.
Helen Mirren was a sight to behold. Yeah. So Yes, we forget that everybody had their prime.
Yep.
You know, like
That's
Antonio Banderas is older now, but once upon a time he was a vampire.
And then he was in Desperado.
Oh yeah, I mean that's really peak fucking.
That him and Salma Hayek, that's probably their peak times.
Oh no, peak Salma Hayek was that and Dust Till Dawn.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're roughly.
Oh
I mean,
my
they were
God.
a few years each other. So generally,
I found a parody porno of that the other day, and I thought of you.
What's it called?
No,
I don't want to watch it. What I want to know if it's a good porn.
No, it was a so there's a
like
channel.
From Dick to Dong.
No. There's a channel. It's a woman who does cosplay, and she does really good cosplay.
Okay.
But then she basically does like porn cosplay, and one of the things she did.
Honestly, the most impressive thing about porn to me is still the good title.
See, it's not even it's the idea that she takes the cosplay and then she takes it to that place that I think every male adolescent wanted it to go, which is the whole Salma Hayek in Dust Till Dawn. You never actually see her naked. You're dying to see her naked, but then she turns into a vampire monster.
But that's because we're not Quentin Tarantino, for whom that is a porno.
Oh, I know. He's like,
she put her foot in his mouth and then pours champagn over him.
Yeah.
So I always say,
what a scene to write for yourself.
That's why, because I'm like, when this movie starts out, you sit there and go, you wanted to play the rapist like maniac, and then you're like, oh, this is why you wanted to play the rapist maniac, because you wrote this scene.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's all worth it. For what I'm sure is
foot in mouth. I'm good. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
So, yes. There's several people who do that kind of cosplay pornography stuff. So, it's fascinating.
But yes, you're right. That with her in doing the dance and everything, that is probably the best. But I would say Desperado as well. I'd put those equal.
It's the same way that I think peak. What's her name? Aerosmith daughter, Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler for me, it's odd. She has two peaks for me. One is Stealing Beauty, and the other one's Lord of the Rings.
No, Lord of the Rings would be it for me because that's kind of the. Yeah, she looks elven, so it's a perfect fit.
I know, but a Bernardo Bertolucci movie is. I mean.
No, that's fine too.
Ava Green in The Dreamers is like she's there. Yeah,
you're never gonna beat that.
No, I know. That's what I mean. Like, and then she's still a beautiful actress, and she's a great actress. But that movie,
I like her best in the Bond movie, but that Dreamers that's.
Oh yeah, she's still, like I said, she's still a beautiful and capable actress. But she is something else in that movie.
She really is. Yeah.
I mean, Bertolucci just has such a track record for that. I'm sure it can't be good.
Yes, he does.
I'm sure you'll find out later on it was terrible, but.
No, Italians are generally all perverts. It's true.
Stealing Beauty and The Dreamers are both incredible films. If you haven't seen them, don't watch them with your family.
No. Not made for children.
I'm not even sure if you should watch those movies with your wife.
Well, it depends on what kind of night you want to have ahead of you.
Yeah, vet it. No, because those are the kinds of movies where you get in trouble. Where like, not my wife, but in the past, if I watched a movie like that with a certain girlfriends I had through the years,
depends.
Yeah, they would be like,
it depends who the person is and what the night you're setting up is, because you can capitalize on what's going on in those movies,
or you can get in trouble because you're enjoying something too much. Yeah,
but you should at the point which you watch that, you should have. All right,
you should know.
Here's how we should say it.
Yeah.
Before watching those films, have an accurate portrayal of the arousal matrix for your partner.
The arousal matrix. Well, we've gone full circle now, haven't we?
We really have. But, if this is a type of thing that would arouse the amorous nature of the person, then watch them. If instead it will get you a side glance and a week of silence, then don't watch it. But you should know that before you go into these movies. I agree. Because, look, there are couples who will take a movie as a pretext for fun hijinks later, and that's great. Then these movies would probably serve that. But if that is not the framework upon which your relationship is woven, then yes, be aware.
Yeah, if it's not part of your matrix of bonership.
Yeah, the arousal matrix means that you have to know what's going to be a floor of broken glass and what's going to be a red carpet to a heart-shaped bed that vibrates. You should know these paths ahead of time. That's all. So, tread carefully, as in all things.
Okay.
Speaking of the opposite of all that,
Woo!
We watched the movie.
Yes, we did.
Thanks for killing my mom.
Oh, what a way to ruin that music. Oh my god.
Yeah, great, right? Yeah.
That insane Yoda laugh of hers.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty awesome.
I'll let you present it, and then I'll give you my 2 cents.
Yeah, so how long ago did I review this movie? It was a little while ago. Hold on, let's see. I reviewed this movie because it's been more than a few years. I reviewed it in 2019, so that is
I've never forgotten
6 years ago. Right. So the film is Mystics in Bali from the year 1981. This is an Indonesian film. And, it is very possible that people who are listening now were not listening at that point, so they may never have heard that review, which I'm sure is memorable, so you could go listen to it. But in any event, this is a film that is at least partially based on actual Indonesian folklore around a witch who specializes, or I guess a series of individuals. I don't think it's just one witch, but a series of individuals who delve into black magic. Now, this movie specifically deals with what is referred to as the Liak Witch. And you can look that up. There's a whole Wikipedia page on it. And what you will see at the very, very, very opening of this movie, which wastes no time with such things as credits or setup, is actual depictions of these characters from folklore. The movie is characterized as a body horror folk horror fantasy. I would say that's probably fairly accurate.
Yeah.
And it centers around a young American, with giant quotes around it, woman, who comes to Indonesia to research black magic for a book she's writing. And in the course of that research, decides to meet a Liak witch. Predictably, goes bad. Yeah,
pretty stupid is the way I would describe her. She seems to think that she can get in and out of it. And, I think it's... That is one of the things in the movie that I think is the most silly, this idea that someone could be so naive dealing with this that they think that they could get in and out. But either way, so, yeah, Joe saw this, and I remember the review because there was this amazing floating vampiric head that would go... And
which is, to be clear, is based on the folklore. This happens.
I get it.
And the entrails detach and fly around consuming things.
I enjoyed this way more than I thought I would. I knew that it was going to be off the wall, but it is such a... I feel bad because I know they didn't intend for it to be a comedy, right? But it's fucking hilarious. I mean, the main guy who's got the perfect fro mustache combo and his constantly changing assortment of t-shirts that are all funny. The oblivious
Hendrik Halrisian.
Yeah, right. He looks like Land. His uncle, the shaman, who looks oddly like an Indonesian Robert Shaw. Every time you see him, you're like, is that Robert Shaw from Jaws? It just... Yeah, and then the witch is just so absurdly over the top that, and then you couple that with... I mean, listen, they tried really hard to make these special effects work. And they did the best they had with what they had. But it is very funny. I mean, when the mannequin head gets flying around shit, But yeah, I did enjoy this movie. There is a strange charm about it that, I mean, the editing is overly tight
Sudden.
to jumpy. And yet fair. The special effects part of the movie where they transform from humans into pigs and then humans into snakes, that is body horror. I mean, those suits do look pretty horrific. That fucking pig with the long boobs. Like, it's just.
I think it's unintentionally effective.
Yeah.
I don't know that they necessarily realized that some of the shortcomings of probably budget would actually make it more disturbing.
Yeah, so
and it works.
But I was never disturbed by this movie. If anything, I was deeply fascinated by the culture, and then the fact that there's no well, that the ending is so abrupt that you don't even know if the American girl lives or dies.
Oh, I meant to look that up. What is the general thought consensus?
Yeah, because I think she dies with the witch because she becomes connected to her.
Yeah. Killed by the sunrise. You're right.
Yeah, I think she dies with the witch. So it's that whole thing. She goes in too far, and then her somewhat boyfriend and his uncle have to basically stop it. And his uncle dies. Like, that's the other thing, is the uncle doesn't even survive it. It's the uncle's uncle?
Yes,
so,
correct.
So hold on.
Uncle.
So is it the uncle's is it the ghost of the uncle's uncle that shows up?
I believe that is correct.
Okay, so basically he's
sure.
like the spirit of his uncle's uncle shows up to fight the witch. Got it.
Let me verify. That was my understanding because he's all in white, which is traditionally like a spirit.
And you know how you're always like, oh, I would love to see this movie if they remade it with like modern technology and this and that. You know what? I would see this movie if they redid it. I'd be fascinated how you would write it, because you could very easily write this into a very scary movie, and do some really neat effects. Because there's some, but I mean, you'd have to change the American character because she plays it so aloof. You know what I mean? And it isn't until until she's totally tied in, right? But I would almost make it more like she starts to get kind of lured in by the power of it right when the witch basically says, "Ha, bitch, I trapped you." I found this to be a very enjoyable movie for me.
So actually, it's unclear if that is the spirit or his just uncle that looks exactly the same.
His uncle's uncle? I mean...
Yeah, they just refer to it as Uncle Okta shows up. Or Oka, sorry. So they don't say whether it's the spirit or not. I don't know. I mean, he is standing there at the end. He doesn't disappear, so I guess maybe he is just alive.
Yeah, and looks very much like his nephew.
Yes. By being played by the same actor.
Yeah.
This is because the movie plays it so straight and treats everything very seriously. That's what saves it. It's not trying to go.
Oh, they're not being campy. They're not.
No, it's not. It's playing it, and I don't know what the actual intent of the film was, like production. Let's see. It was seen as it's based on a book called Mystics in Bali. And source novel, elements of Southeast Asian folklore and Balinese mythology, incorporating the mythological Layak, which takes the form of a flying disembodied head with entrails and internal organs still connected and hanging down from the neck. The actress in this was a tourist who happened to be in Bali and talked to one of the producers, and they said, "Would you like to make a movie?" It's the only movie she ever made. And I think her acting ability speaks to the fact that she did not have prior experience. They were not allowed to actually film in Bali because everyone was too superstitious that it would actually invoke a demon because they're showing rituals or talking about them, I guess. So, like I said, this was...
So they were afraid.
This was, yeah. Well, and I thought that might be the case. I'm sitting here going, yeah, I mean, if you make a movie about this stuff, do the people get, like, upset? And again, if they believe in it, then that's why the thing... Remember I said when they were doing the kind of tourist dance?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but would they do that if they were afraid they would summon demons? And that's why I was saying that, is because it would seem to me that you wouldn't do a hokey version of it if you genuinely were afraid that you would summon a black magic witch. So, yeah, I don't know. But as a movie, it's delightful because I don't know that I've ever seen anything like it. If you remember when I did the review, I looked up whether this stuff was based on actual folklore, and it is.
And it is, yeah.
And that's awesome because
it's a whole different culture of horror and weirdness, yeah.
Well, often folklore and mythology is trying to explain something or trying to rationalize something beyond the understanding of the current knowledge base, right?
Yeah.
That's why thunderstorms were Zeus and, stuff like that. Oh, that's
that's why the gods were in the sky. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So I sit here and go, what is the Rube Goldberg series of events that leads you to say a head that detaches with entrails and flies around sucking infants out of pregnant mothers? What series of events? I mean, was that a response to miscarriages? And they were like, well, a witch head with entrails, because, I don't know, flies around and takes away your baby. That's the most curious part to me. Is, like I said, Zeus to lightning is, you can like see the Lego blocks that build that set. Oh, thunder, lightning, scary, angry god. Got it. Like you could put that that 2 and 2 is easy. But what gets you to flying vampire head with detached entrails?
You don't know. The thing is, you're not of that culture, so you don't know.
No, I know. And that's why if anybody knows,
started.
I may have asked this when I did the original review. I don't remember. If anyone knows or has any, I mean, I guess I just have to look this up and see if I can find somebody who's written a book about Indonesian folklore, specifically the Liak witch, because I want to know where this came from. It's spelled Lyeak witch, I believe. Sorry, no, it's Leyyak, I guess.
Hold on.
See.
I'm looking this up. The Liak, a prominent figure in Balinese mythology, is a flying creature with detached organs, often depicted as a threat to pregnant women and newborns. Its origins are likely rooted in the pre-Hindu animistic beliefs about spirits and later incorporated Hindu-Buddhist elements. Yeah, I wonder if it's based around women losing pregnancies and women dying in childbirth.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice this. Are said to fly trying to find a pregnant woman and either suck her baby's blood or a newborn child. Okay, that part makes sense. That's how to explain.
You know what? That is a way to explain stillbirths, stillborns, the death of mothers.
That part makes sense. Yeah. The part that I want a little more explanation is why the entrails? Why would it not just be a witch or a vampire? Why does it detach with the shit attached?
Yeah,
that's that specific element. I'm like,
more information.
What is that? Is that a weakness that you can like get them? Where if you sever the entrails?
The Iroquois have this as well.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Whoa, I found something.
Listen to this. So the flying head, also known as big head or great head, is a cannibalistic spirit from Iroquois and Wyandot mythology. Now, this is interesting because this is two cultures that have nothing to do with each other that both have a floating head in their mythology. According to folklore, the flying head drove the original native inhabitants who lived in the area of the state of New York, near the source of the Hudson River in the Adirondack Mountains, away from their hunting grounds before the Europeans came. In the early 19th century, a Mohawk guide in the town of Lake Pleasant, New York, who called himself Captain Gill, claimed it was the Sacandaga Lake where the legend took place. The tribe had their village on a hill that is now located behind the Hamilton County buildings. Interesting. The flying head ensured that every neighboring tribe steered clear for many years. The flying head legend survives, but the name of the tribe who invented it is gone. So yeah, in this case, the flying head drove them away from a bad place. They're described as being ravenous spirits that are cursed with an insatiable hunger. Yeah, they are generally described as resembling a human with long dark hair, terrible eyes, and a large mouth filled with razor-sharp fangs. In some version, the flying head has a pair of bat wings jutting from each side of its cheek and bird-like talons. Other versions replace its bat wings with those of a bird. In all instances, they are describing as being large in size than that of the tallest man and possessing a hide that no weapon can penetrate. Interesting. It's just funny that they've got, big floating heads in different cultures.
Yeah. Well, I did find this little detail. A Liak can shapeshift up to 1,000 times. So like a battery that can only recharge so far. Oh. And there will be at least 5 unique features in each of its forms.
Interesting.
Each form corresponds to a level that reflects how much of the Kalan Orang's knowledge it has, which I guess is their superior. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my specific thing is why the entrails. Everything else makes sense. So... Oh, somebody said it's a grotesque necklace. So I guess it's a terror element. Huh. Interesting. I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's an interest. I mean, there's a lot of different.
Do you want to see a really good picture of a fucking Liak?
Is it the statue? I'm looking at
the statue with the long tongue.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just found that with all the. There's one with all like the organs and.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Fun, huh?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of interesting mythologies out there.
I got it.
Yeah.
The trailing organs symbolize the severing of their humanity and the embrace of evil. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's
Maybe.
fine.
Got it.
At least somebody has an explanation. I'll take anything because I found so little on it till just then.
Well, I couldn't suggest to anybody to see this movie. You have to kind of be, but I don't necessarily think that this is just good as a horror movie. I think if you're interested in the mythology of other cultures, and you go into it understanding that this isn't some wacky made up shit, but this is something that people do believe in other cultures, right? I think this is a great movie to watch as like kind of a cultural narrative because it makes you understand that there are other narratives outside of your own. This is the whole thing. What you said earlier, Alec Baldwin wanted to in 30 Rock wanted to insult the Indian programmers, and it was like,
lack of understanding.
Your references don't work on them because it's a different cultural reference, right? And it's the same with this, where it's like, it seems so strange and silly to us, but these are their cultural references. So it's not silly to them. It's so not silly. They didn't want the movie filmed in the country.
Well, that's the thing. So two things. First,
200 hours later.
And second, the thing that I do think makes the movie effective is knowing that it is based on real beliefs and not just something that was made up to be weird and shocking.
Oh yeah, it's a floating head with organs hanging off. Yeah, it's not a Blumhouse. Is it a Blumhouse film?
But thinking about Blumhouse would be a perfect example, like the Megan movies. But that's a good. You're right in that if you think about this from the context of a person who believes in this, think about what this would mean if it flew into your house. Like, it looks silly in the movie because it's 81.
No, but it put that lady through the wall. I remember thinking, so when I'm watching the movie, I was like, oh, it's a floating head. What the fuck's it going to do? And it put that woman through the wall.
It threw a grandmother through a wall, through a table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
she
then
don't fuck
the
around.
Baby of a woman.
Yep.
Right.
It did.
And possibly killed her. I don't know if that woman died or was just in utter shock.
I think it killed them both.
It probably the shock of what happened killed her.
Yeah,
I don't even think it killed her.
But it's good because it gives you the explanation of what they think, how they may have tried to understand stillborns and the like.
And it does have the secondary kind of, I don't know whether this is necessarily a main point of, hey, dumbass who doesn't know what you're fucking with. You think you could just come in and tourist Black Witch magic stuff? Okay. And she's like, oh, okay, I'm done with my lessons. And the witch is like, really?
Oh, I love that part. I'm done now. Yeah. I'm going to go.
You know what? Thanks for everything. These lessons were fun. I mean, I'm going to go write my book. See you later.
Yeah, there's just something so, like, and maybe that's just the actress's inability to act, and that's how it comes off. But there's something very sort of Paris Hilton about that, where she's like, I'm done with this. I'm going to go. And she's like, yeah, sure, you can go. I'm just going to pull your fucking head off. Like,
if you actually strip this down to what it is, an American comes here to consume the culture of somebody else to write a book and make money off it. So that's cultural appropriation. Too bad you try to appropriate a, high-level super witch that can control your head. Not going to work out. So,
nope.
Yeah, lessons are done, huh? Not so much.
Let's just get into briefly to the fact that the witch in this sounds exactly like a mixture of Yoda and Orgra.
Aughra
from the Dark Crystal.
Aughra.
Those two voices.
Well, that I do remember.
Together.
I do remember in the review I did the voice quite a bit.
Oh like, man, she's.
You've come for black magic, have you?
Yeah, it's so. The dubbing is so bad. Like it's
so good. You mean?
Oh man, like and that laugh where she's just like. I give credit to the original actress because she was laughing her ass off for that role.
You're going to hear variations on that a lot. But yeah, the fact that she always speaks like that, even when she regresses into a young woman and looks like anybody else, where she's like, all right, I'm going to need your body. Come here.
Yeah.
Let me see your head. Give me your head.
Ugly you think I am. I will pretty you I will make. Ooh. Yeah,
or when she's the tongue saying, oh, good blood. This is good blood.
Oh yeah, the talking tongue. I forgot
never clear where that blood came from, but since they tend to drink infant blood, it makes you wonder. Like, where did the blood come from?
Yeah, that is a question.
Right?
Unless they got it from, like, young cows or something like that.
Also, I guess Mohendra Calrissian didn't know really what he was dealing with, because his uncle's like, why
did you fuck
bad.
with this at all? Yeah.
Yeah, because then he has his meeting with the local...
Because she was really cute, Uncle. That's why. She was really cute.
Well, understandable, but yeah, when the shaman teamsters get together and they're like, we gotta shut this shit down.
I would totally, you could totally remake this in a modern age and have it be really good, and have it be like, you know, the nephew basically like is just so head over heels into this girl, and he's just trying to get her to be interested in him by bringing her to this thing.
Well, it's kind of, in some ways, there's elements of this that feel like Big Trouble in Little China, like with the uncle who's like, wait a minute, Lopan was on the street? He's like, don't worry about it. That's kind of like where he's like,
Dad,
we saw the
it's not like he said it. It's not like he said it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like he says.
Lopan appeared in the street? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same thing. You know, what does that mean China is here? Is the same as, I want to know about this Liak black magic.
Yeah.
Except that Jack Burton just wanted to leave, and this girl just wants to write a book. Also,
well, she's Kim Cattrall. She's Kim Cattrall's character.
If this were ever to be remade, how in the hell would they be able to do the bikini scene and not have it turn into either a makeout session or have people laughing?
Oh, yeah.
Because the scene where he's staring at her crotch and she's like, get closer, come here, look closer.
Look, what do you think it looks like? Put your face really close to my...
right here. And
honestly,
shockingly...
I thought to some degree that she was seducing him to keep him...
Well, that's the thing, right? If that's me, there's no way I'm not making a move at that point. That dude had willpower way beyond my understanding.
Yeah.
Because I would be so much like, this is an invitation, right? You can't possibly be fucking with me this heavily. Is all I'm saying. But I guess he really did want to take it slow. Sadly, he took it too slow.
I don't know who I would advise to see this movie. That's my only issue. So I just don't know who I would say you should see this.
No, actually, I can pretty easily do it. If you've heard me review movies that you've never heard of and they've all sounded interesting, even the ones I say aren't that great, this is for you.
No, I know that, but I mean, even beyond that, I think if you're interested in seeing in other cultures, like horror movies, I think it's worth it as long as you go into it understanding that that they don't have the funding. You know what I mean? So they're doing the best they can, but that they're doing it seriously. As funny as it may seem to you.
Well, and I've reviewed like folk horror movies from other countries. Mm-hmm. And if those sounded interesting, this would be in that group, like that creature, I don't remember the name of it, that I was talking about, that would go around and suck the milk out of cows for other farmers who were having trouble.
The Icelandic one. The Icelandic one.
Yeah, the Icelandic one. There was the Russian horror one that I reviewed. There's been a couple. And so if that stuff, like if you go to Shudder, if you have a Shudder subscription, you wander into the foreign folk horror section. I don't think this is on there. It's on Tubi. But this would be of that, but it's just going to be, it's a little more ramshackle because the dubbing is not great, because the court acting in some cases wasn't great. And the effects are at times very rudimentary, but effective. You know what's going on. You never don't know what's happening. Yes, the editing can be like a F1 car going into a brick wall at 200 miles an hour sometimes. There are some very harsh transitions where you're like, whoa, I guess that scene's over. But I don't...
that is funny,
I don't think there are points in the movie where you're completely lost. There may be some vagary here and there, but you'll understand what the story of the movie is, and it's a very classic like don't fuck with stuff you don't understand
Yep.
story. The embellishments of it are where the joy is to be found. The turning into pigs, the pig versus wizard fight, the, baffling blood, tongue straw
The pig versus wizard fight. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's literally what happens at one point is there's a person in a pig suit dancing around that you think is going to have a 12-round boxing match with a wizard. That's what you're going to see a tattoo of Sharpie.
It has like 3-foot-long breasts.
Yes, that are swinging around. Yeah. A woman is going to throw up live mice and attribute it to a bad meal, bafflingly. And the guy is going to say, yeah, maybe you just ate something funny, which makes me think, wait a minute.
I mean, that's the thing, is that outside of it, it is a funny fucking movie. It isn't supposed to be, but it is a fucking hilarious movie at times.
Yes. There are parts that you cannot help but laugh at. But at the same time, there are elements that are fascinating because, again, it is based in real folklore. Kind of like, you were talking about people who, if they don't know anything about Christianity, if they were raised outside of it, when they hear some things that happen, they'd be like, wait, he turned her to salt because she turned around?
The flood.
But also turning somebody's wife to salt because she looked back. Wait a minute,
the way
what?
that Good Omens handles that, where the demon shows up and basically says, what's going on here? And the angel's like, have you heard? He's like, God's going to kill everybody with a flood. And he's like, everybody? He's like, well, not the Chinese. He's not angry with them. He's like, not the Australians. He's like, and not the Native Americans. He's like, it's kind of more of a local thing. And he's like, what? Even the children? And the angel's like, yeah. And I love it. Crowley, the demon, says, killing children. He's like, that's usually something we do. But it's like, yeah, you watch that and you're like, yeah, it is fucked up, isn't it? Yeah. And especially if you're outside the culture looking in, you're like, guys, this is your God? I mean, yeah, it's a bit fucked up. So,
or if you read about, let's say, Job, Satan just casually is like,
Job is a terrible story. Terrible story because
what can we do to prove that he loves you? Well, let's kill his entire family.
Hey, God, I bet you I can make him break. And God's like, oh yeah, let's see. And he's like, okay. And then God's like, you just can't kill him. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna kill everybody he cares about and burn his house down and make him sick and suffer and take all his livestock and his land and just ruin everything for him. And then God's like, oh, good. Well, Job, you've proven that you're good. I'm going to give you a whole new family. And it's like, well, doesn't that just show you how interchangeable and pointless bullshit we are to that God? Where he's like, I just killed your whole family, but here's a new one. You're all good, man. And like, it's something out of like a farce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is somebody who was raised without any of that knowledge would hear that and go, this is the basis of morality and good works.
You didn't know that was it Noah was a raging drunk?
No, I read the Bible once when I was, 10 and then promptly forgot all of it because I don't care.
Yeah, he was a drunk
even when
amongst
I believed
other
I didn't
terrible
care.
things,
Yeah, well, that's, of course. Yeah. Again, and then look, we could get into another 2 hours on the hypocrisy and the insanity of what the Bible is. Not to say, to be fair,
but
that
the
other religions
here,
don't do the same shit, but
every culture has its weird shit.
Yeah, in other words, a head with entrails is no weirder than slaughtering a person's family to prove he loves you,
dude,
and then giving him a replacement one.
The angel that's all eyeballs and wings.
All right, in fairness, I love that angel.
That fucking thing is
Uriel. Is that Uriel, or is that Azazel? Which one?
No,
which one is that?
No, that is an order. There's a whole order of angels that look that way.
Oh, is it a bunch of them?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, yeah, the Ophanim.
Yeah.
You know what? You know how I found that? You know what my search term was?
Yeah.
All eyes angel.
I wrote angels all eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ophanim, also known as the
Ophanim.
wheels or many-eyed ones. Yeah, they are described in the book of Ezekiel as a part of God's heavenly chariot, appearing as wheels with rims full of eyes. Oh, but interesting. They are not explicitly called angels in the Bible. They are frequently associated with angelic beings due to their proximity to God and their role in worship and judgments. I wonder if they're not actually angels.
Wow. Apparently, people who have DMT and see these things refer to them as machine elves. That's a good name.
What?
I like that.
Machine elves?
Several users of whatever DMT's full name is have reported encountering similar beings, often referred to as machine elves, leading many to speculate that DMT was involved in Abrahamic religions of the past.
Oh, dude, drugs. Drugs were involved heavily in the Bible, okay?
Oh, no kidding. But machine elves. That's like Rammstein's next album.
I fucking love that, though. Machine elves. Beware.
Now the first track from Machine Elves.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I mean, that one's going to stay with me.
Machine elves? Yeah.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Machine elves.
Machine elves.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, I think we've done our business here.
Boy, we really have. Machine elves and mystics in Bali. We have ended on a spectacularly high note, as always. So, since there is nowhere to go but down from here, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Go watch
Machine Elves.
Go listen to Machine Elves. It's a great album. Does it exist? Hold on. Let's see. Did somebody
someone
do
made an album called? No, I'm just thinking of Berserker from.
Yeah,
me fucking, too.
Would you like to suck my Enoch? Machine Elves. All right, let's see. No. Oh, wait. Yes. There was an album, or there's an EP. Wow, with some interesting artwork. Machine Elves, Primus Facies, or Facies.
Judas Priest should do an album called Machine Elves.
It is. There's a band called Machine Elves. They are clearly either industrial or metal.
Oh, there you go.
These are not album covers of people who are doing folk music. Wow, okay. Look at this. They're Greek. Holy shit.
Dun, dun,
one
dun,
of their
one
of their albums is called Ape Tech Range Attack. Oh yeah, the album titles are almost as good. Freaky Knobs. Let's see. Toxic Jungle. Planet of Chaos. Twilight Sun. Serverum Vestigia.
I mean, you're going to have good names. Doesn't mean the music's going to be good, unfortunately.
No, I'm not listening to any of it.
I still just like the fact that they refer to those beings as machine elves. Yeah. Wow. Listen, so much of the mythology is drugs. All right.
This is true.
End it before we head downhill.
On that note, everybody. Yep. Everybody, Machine Elves, Mystics in Bali, Iron Angels too. All highly recommended.
Don't forget your towel.
Elves, you'll have to make your own information. Don't forget your towels. As Douglas Adams would tell you, never leave without a towel. See, he was onto it. On that note, have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you again next week. Yeah, right. Machine Elves. Bye. Visit OzoneNightmare.com to subscribe to new episodes, browse through our back catalog, or to find links to support the show. Follow @OzoneNightmare on Twitter for the latest episode postings and other show information. If 280 characters just isn't enough, you can always email us, theozonenightmare@gmail.com. The opening theme for the show is provided by Heartbeat Hero. The closing theme is provided by Ogre. Please visit and support these artists using the links in the show notes for each episode.